Hey YouTube, Dusty here, and I'm excited to announce I have officially launched my Patreon page. If you like what I do, you can sign up for tiers like Saiyan, Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan Rose to unlock exclusive daily content. You can also unlock unique callers for my new Discord channel. Regardless if you become a Patreon or not, make sure you stop by and say hello. Uh-oh guys, how's it going? Welcome to episode 7 of the Supercast. Jordan, you there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How's it going?
Well, doing pretty good, man. Tell you what, been a little sick. And by a little sick, I mean I've been pretty sick. But we're going to do this thing, so bear with me, guys. I apologize if I don't sound the best. I don't know. I guess I got like a little mild flu or something. Is what my wife told me. I've been real drowsy and I've been I have to sleep a lot, and I've been real dizzy if I stand up. So I don't know what's going on. My throat's been real scratchy too. So, which is the worst thing, by the way, if you're doing YouTube content or trying to do videos. If you can't talk, it makes it pretty difficult, as it turns out. So how was your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been good. I'm ready for the nice long weekend. Thanksgiving tomorrow. Pretty hype.
Oh, awesome. Did you guys say that the sound's a little low? It shouldn't be. It might just be Jordan. I can turn him up, though. There we go, Jordan. Why don't you try to talk there a little bit for me?
Hello? Hello, everybody?
Do I sound
a little bit better, maybe?
Is it just Jordan, or is it me, guys?
Let's see here.
Hope you feel better for Thanksgiving. Me too, man. Our family's not doing Thanksgiving until Saturday. And so what we do is, so tomorrow it's just going to be my wife cleaning the house, essentially. But she's put me on bed rest, so she's just trying to make me feel better. What I'm really worried for is that I won't be better before regionals. So that's what I'm really, hoping that I don't mess up that. Because I want to put together a good stream for you guys. In case you guys aren't aware, I'll be doing the content, the streaming for regionals. And so I've been doing working on a lot of the overlays and working on a lot of that stuff. And I hope I don't get sick and mess it up or something, which I don't think I will. I mean, I usually get over my sicknesses pretty quick. Sounds fine now. All right. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some of your questions here at the beginning. We already have a deck ready to go. If you guys aren't aware, we're doing Deck Doctor, and we're going to talk a little bit at the end of the series, a little bit about some decks we're excited about going into regionals. But before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about the draft leaders. We're going to go over those real quick, give you guys time to put your decks in. If you want, you can just go to my Discord, which I will link in the chats, in case you guys aren't aware of where that's at. Jeez. Copy and post these in here so you guys can go to the Discord. If you guys go to the Deck Doctor chat channel, you can go ahead and link your decks in there and we'll get through them. Now we're going to start at the top of the list and go down, and we're going to hit all the Patreon backers first, and then after we get all those people done, we're going to go back up to the top and go from top to the bottom again. Okay, so Jordan, what do you think about the new draft leaders, by the way?
I think 3 of them are really good. I think Vegeta, Frieza, and Gotenks are really good leaders. Goku, I'm not sold on, but it is at least a self-awakening leader, so that's not bad in of itself.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that with the Goku, at least, there's a possibility that I know there for a very brief amount of time, like 2 weeks, the green Goku got played a little bit, and I think it was pretty good until people realized that Full Power Energy was a card. And so I think that's that's possible that can take a couple games off people, if you're not ready for the massive amount of double strike that deck can put out.
Definitely. I think that gives it also a way to generate more cards in their hands, so they can actually punish people with the double strike more often than the other one.
Yeah, because I think the big part of that deck was trying to keep Kaba alive long enough for it to do a lot of damage. And I guess, with the good thing about this deck is that you have, like you said, you have more card advantage to help keep Kaba alive, which is going to be pretty key, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I think I figured out, from looking at these leaders, was I was like, you know what? It seems to me like they're really pushing aggro with these leaders. I feel like all these leaders are very good in aggro. Even Frieza, I think, is more of an aggro oriented leader than it is a control oriented. I mean, obviously, he's really good being able to use Cold Bloodlust for free and use counters for free and stuff. Obviously, that's apparent. That's very good. But I also think there's going to be some really cool spicy builds, and I mean, you've talked about too, where it's more of a aggressive tempo deck. And so I think that these leaders are going to be very good, and really strengthen the aggro matchup, which is needed because I think aggro is pretty weak right now.
Mhm. I totally agree with that. I think they definitely needed to boost aggro in some way, and I think all three of those leaders are going to give it more leaders to play. I think that's what it was really lacking. Some good leaders for like the just the cards that are coming out, and I think all three of them can be really good, solid tempo decks, like mid range, more aggressive decks, like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, that's the coolest thing about it for me is that now I know we've talked about this multiple times. I know I've talked about it a little bit on my channel too, and that's my favorite thing about this game is how they have the ability to balance the game around the leaders, which I think is super cool because they could do some crazy stuff. They could make you have like a 20,000 power leader on the front and say, this leader can only use red cards or something. You know what I mean? And that's like they can do a bunch of really cool stuff where they can, if aggro starts getting bad, they can strengthen it by doing that. They could do stuff where they can go, hey, like this leader can have 70 cards in their deck, for people who want more cards in their deck. It's this really neat balancing mechanic. And I think we're starting to see that with these leaders where they're starting to kind of be specifically built for their own archetype instead of just having like a Ginyu, for example, is obviously like a control, right? I don't think there's very many decks that take advantage of his aggressive Ginyu force ability, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I think like they're just all like just gonna be really good, especially like Majin Vegeta. You can really tell that they went the extra length to make him like a better aggro personality by giving him just that 5K boost is just. It's just really good.
Yeah, that plus critical is really, really good. And then to make it even better, he's red, and he fits in with red's like mechanic as well. We're ditching those cards out of his hand makes it better. So yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. You can definitely tell that they have specific stuff in mind, which is good because in the first set you can't really do that, right? Because if you do, I think a perfect example is the Golden Frieza leader. I think he had a very specific archetype built for him, and it's like the archetype's not that great because the card pool isn't there yet. And I think that it's made that leader not very playable. But I think, with these leaders, we've had plenty of time to get cards in, so I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I am too. I really think they're gonna once they come into the format, I think they're definitely gonna shake up the entire meta.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about Frieza before we get into the deck doctor. I know I've had a lot of people talking about it right now. What do you think about Frieza? You think that he's the best leader in the box? What do you think?
Me, like personally, like from looking at him, I actually think Majin Vegeta is the best leader in the box.
I do too.
Just because that extra 5, like it has critical, but just the extra 5K on both sides, it allows you to pressure the leader no matter where you are in the game.
Right.
If your opponent's awakened, you can still pressure it on the front side. And I just think it's going to be the best one. I think Frieza is good for sure. It's definitely a good leader, but I think that it's not going to be your traditional control type leader because I just think you want to awaken as fast as possible. That's why Ginyu is so good.
Right.
He can do it automatically. You don't have to have other cards in your hand. But I think that Frieza would be a really solid, either aggressive or mid range, or maybe even potentially OTK type of deck. I think it's very possible that with more extra cards come into the format, that could be definitely a thing.
Yeah, no, I think the fact that his ability isn't once per turn, it gives you the possibility to awaken, I guess, the first turn of the game. But I think all that stuff is, and I know a lot of people in chat are talking about ramp right now. I also think, obviously, the leader is very good with objection. But I also think that that's also pretty magical Christmas land, too, guys. You got to be really careful about, thinking of that because, sure, there'll be games where you might have, like, 3 or 4 objections in hand starting out, and then you just, like, go off and, like, ramp all the way up and awaken. But I think, with ironically enough, I think what Frieza really struggles against in that type of archetype is aggro. I think that aggro decks are really going to put a lot of pressure on him and really shut him down early. And ironically enough, with this set, with this draft box, I feel like aggro is getting a huge bump in leaders. And so I think, if he was in this format, I think he would be a lot better. But I think in the current format that looks like we're going to go into, I think that it's possible that he's just not good enough, or not good enough to be played, but not good enough to be like broken or OP or anything like that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I agree that he'll be solid, but I don't think he's like OP like everybody was like talking about. I think he's a solid personality or solid leader. Sorry, personality from the old game. But yeah, he's going to be pretty good.
Oh, I agree 100%. All right, guys, so let's get into the deck doctor aspect of this. I think I've gave everyone enough time to join in that wants to join in. Again, guys, if you haven't already, just jump onto the Discord channel. You can go to the deck doctor chat room and go ahead and list your thing. It's a lot better if you put the Octagon file in because it makes it so me and Jordan can easily pop the deck up and go through it real quick with you guys. Essentially, what I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. Me and Jordan's going to jump into these. We're going to talk a little bit about it, look over the deck, and see what its That's what it's going to do. I'm going to try to let Jordan take the lead a little bit. If you guys aren't aware, I've been really, really sick this week. But I just really, really wanted to do this cast for you guys because, you know, we're going into regionals. I just want to make sure you guys had some time to get your decks, you know, tweaked and worked on before regionals comes up. So please bear with me, guys. If I start coughing or hacking around, I apologize. I got some tea, so I should be fine until that's done. So I apologize. Okay, so the first deck we're going to do, Jordan, I think you said you already have it pulled up, but it is going to be... Again, guys, we're going to start at the top and go down to the bottom, and we're going to hit all the Patreon backers first, and then start back at the top and hit everyone else. So, you know, because I always like to give back to the Patrons. You guys have been amazing to me, by the way. We're actually almost at our first goal right now, which is $250. So thank you all so much for doing that, guys. You have no idea how much it helps my family and the stream and the channel continue. You know, I've been spending a lot of money on the stream, getting lights and stuff, especially for Hartford. I really want to put together a really professional stream for you guys, and so this money has helped tremendously. So thank you all so much. Okay, so the first deck we're going to do Casey Campbell. We're going to do the Tri-Cell deck. Do you have it pulled up, Jordan?
Yes, I do.
All right, and guys, remember, don't forget to ask questions and stuff. You know, we can see chat the whole time. Even though the chat will disappear on the overlay, we can still actually see it. So feel free to check it out. So I'm going to switch over now, and we'll get to it. Alrighty, so here we go. So Jordan, what did you talk a little bit about? I know you've been talking. You're the Tricolor master, so let's talk a little bit about Tricolor here and see what you think about the Tricolor Cell deck.
Alrighty. Well, looking in here, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go from the top here. What I have looks like 1 Forceful Strike Cell, 2 Perfect Force Cell, 2 Power Stealing Cell, 3 Cells Birth. All right. Okay, so it looks like a blue green red.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It looks like blue green red. And I'm just trying to see what all it plays here.
Yeah, I think this is a variation of a deck that did pretty decent this week at. Oh, I can't remember where it was at. There was an event that did pretty well. I think it's like Anthony and this guy split. Was that this weekend? Or last week?
Yeah, I think it was like a multiple. I think it was just a red green though. I think from what I heard.
Oh, was it Tri? I
think it was just dual color.
Okay. All right, yeah.
But I do like the tricolor for sure. I love tricolor decks.
Yeah. No,
so I definitely think just adds an extra element to the deck that maybe it was lacking a little bit. It looks like you added in some defensive package in this deck with the Sensu Beans and the coercions, which I really like. I really like that. But I'm just seeing here it runs the Mighty Mask combo. I really like that as well.
Yeah, I like the Mighty Mask combo. I mean, this reminds me a lot of the Brotinks deck we talked a little bit about last week, which I liked a lot. I mean, I think that deck is super fun. This just seems like it's essentially the same concept, except you're running cells, so you're gonna have a more control-y version of it, you know, at the beginning. And then I actually like, to be fair, I actually like Broly's control package a little bit better, just because every time you auto, you make your opponent discard a card and destroy one of their cards. Seems very good to me. But with Cell, it seems like he's kind of going against what this deck wants to do on the Awakened side, because you're just essentially drawing 2 cards, so you're filling your hand back up. So it might make it hard to play out like the Gotinks, the Ghost Attack Gotinks, and get the double strike. But maybe you just, I guess you could just put the card under them and not use it, well, actually, no, right? Because on his Awakened side, when you put the card under it, you have to draw 2 cards at that point, right?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
So you have no way to, pitch cards at that point, right? When he awakens. Okay. Yeah, that's the only downside I see about this deck.
I'm trying to look, and I don't see too many. I mean, he does run Sensu Beans, which you can kind of play those as boosts essentially. But the only cards that he runs that he can't boost with, which would be like a way to get down on cards. So if he has to draw cards, it's not terrible. You can always boost with some stuff.
Right.
But it seems like a pretty solid deck. To me personally, I'm not a fan of Forceful Strike Cell. I know it's just a one of in here, and it's probably just kind of like a tech card, but I think the 7-drop Cell, the Perfect Force Cell is just so good, and I think.
Do you think you want 3 of them? Do you think you want 3 Perfect Force Cell?
I would probably do at least 3. Okay. Yeah, 3 of that, and maybe cut the Forceful Strike Cell.
All right.
But that's my personal preference on that.
Yeah, I'd say at first I didn't like the 2 goats in the deck, but I get what he's trying to do. I mean, it looks like he searches them out and then he uses it as an energy.
Yes.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really good. And that's just like that's all he needs for his blue as well. So like he
Right.
can do that one time, and then he's set for his coercion and sensu beans, and
Yeah, I like that a
so
lot.
that's really good. It's
Yeah,
really
what
good.
do
I
you
like
think about
that.
trying to fit Vegito in here? Like Vegito here to save the day? Is that you think that's too cute, or do you
Yeah,
think that's something that we could do?
I was actually going to talk about that. Yeah, I definitely think that card should be in here. If you're running the whole package with Mighty Mask and all of those cards, like I think that why wouldn't you run that? It's just like it's such a good card. I don't know, at least in my testing, it's been so good.
Yeah, maybe we cut some Jiren. Do we need 4 Jiren? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, I think Jiren can definitely get cut to at least 3.
Let's say 3 here. I'm trying to think. Like I can't remember. Is here to save the day? Is he? Let's search. Let us search. I can't remember does he need Gohan Adolescence in there, or does he need?
Yeah, he does.
He needs Gohan Adolescence. But that's okay
Does.
we can easily. I mean, we have the miraculous comebacks, which are Adolescence. We just need got one more, which we can put a little in there.
Yeah, definitely. I think he already had the main package in there. I definitely think we can fix it up to add in Vegito. I think it's just such a strong card that you would want to play it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Vegito, we'll put one in there. We could do. I'd say one thing this deck is. Well, no, I guess it isn't. I was gonna say it's lacking removal, but I guess Cell just makes up for that, right? So like we don't really have to have a lot of removal in the deck.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, we just take these Leap to the Future Trunks and Leap to the Future Sun Goats and move them both down to 2 in the deck. That freezes up 3 spots.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
You have Mighty Mask to go fetch him. I think it's perfectly fine.
yeah, because we have 4 Mighty Masks. That seems okay. I mean, it's possible we cut 1 Mighty Mask, but I think that might be a little too cute. How many TN does he have in here? Is it 2 or 3?
3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
What do you think about cutting TN down to 2?
I could see that because I don't know. This deck feels like it maybe wants to stay on the front side a little bit longer than the normal decks because, like, I mean, it gives you an outlet to pitch your cards that you maybe don't want early, and I mean, it's just they're eventually gonna have to pressure you. You're gonna build up a pretty huge board pretty early if you can get the stuff you want out. They're gonna have to pressure you, kind of like your Frieza deck that you were talking about before. That's like kind of like it self awakens itself by them having to pressure you.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we either because what I want to do is I want to put a couple of the other Gohan, the Gohan promo, the one that like when he attacks you draw a card.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I like
Adolescence. It adds to our Vegito, and after that, I think the deck will look pretty good. I'm just trying to think what to cut. I don't know. I might cut like 1 Sensu Bean. I don't want to cut too much blue from the deck.
Yeah, I like cutting 1 TN. What do you feel about Ready to Strike Piccolo? I like in my testing he hasn't been that great, but I don't really know.
I think the problem with
Really
him
know if it
is,
fits the deck.
well, I think the problem with him is like the cards that you want him to be, or the decks you want him to be good against, have the most ways to deal with him. So like Tricolor Ginyu, for example, is like it's a good card against Ginyu, but like Ginyu just plays out Abiris or Gohan or and just kills him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like
One of its many removal spells.
right. Same thing with like the green blue the green blue Goku. Same thing. Just play it out, kill it. ZP64 says Save the Day is such a powerful card if you get to play it. Absolutely. In our testing, he's been absolutely insane. There's been a lot of times where just anything that draws 2 cards just makes me excited. So and every time it goes off, it's for sure the way it goes. Frieza seems to be more of a flexible leader, at least to me. He could be built in a variety of ways. I agree. I mean, honestly, that's something me and Jordan just talked about was, Frieza's honestly, I think people right now when they see Frieza, they're thinking, oh, look, it's a control leader. It's just like Ginyu. We'll just put it in the Ginyu deck. And I think while that is true, I think Frieza will work decently in a Ginyu deck. I think it's also important to remember the different stuff that Frieza can do that's different than that. Okay, so let's cut the two Ready to Strike Piccolo. Put 3 Gohan in.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Cutting the Piccolo. I just think like if you're playing like the Cell package and the Cell's Birth, like you can essentially get that combo off on turn 5 if you need to. And then Piccolo doesn't really do much, because like you're already going to be discarding their hand anyway.
Right.
So I feel like in most matchups, the Cell will do what you need it to do, like just better.
No, I agree. And I like it. I think that deck looks pretty strong.
I do too.
Yeah, I like it. It looks fun. Maybe it's okay. It might be possible we cut a Cell's Birth. But
yeah, I could see it.
Because like I mean, essentially, if we cut a Cell's Birth, but what are we going to replace it with, right? I don't know. I guess we should probably keep it this way.
Yeah.
Test.
How many Miraculous come back? Are we still at 2 there?
Yeah, we're at 2 there.
And are we at 3 of the 3 drop?
Yeah, 3 of the 3 drop.
I mean, I could see some merit to cutting a Cellsburg for a third miraculous comeback Gohan, because like Gohan, like I know like you maybe don't need 3 copies of it, but you want to see it early. Like you want to see it like
Sure.
early, and 2 copies probably won't be very consistent. So like I could see bumping it up to 3. I can see bumping up to 3 if it doesn't mess up the colors too much. I think the colors are pretty okay though.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things with. We'll go ahead and do that. That's my favorite. Like, cause like I played a lot of Cell's Birth whenever, cause I built hand destruction for that case event we went to, and in theory it's a good card. And there was a couple games where I played it turn 1 and then turn 5 put out my big Cell and it felt like really powerful. But there's also games where I got it super late. But with Cell, it's like okay, right? You don't care to get it late. You just pitch it under him, draw 2 more cards, and keep going. So
Yep.
yeah, I think it's a very versatile card. But I like it a lot. I feel like maybe cutting it down to 2, like you said, might be better because I think I'd rather have a Gohan in my hand with this deck than I would a Cell's Birth.
And I feel like that, like this deck, like I mean, obviously Cell's super powerful, and that's like a super good combo to like play that on 5 or whatever. But I think that this deck's more focusing on trying to get that aggressive start, and then if it needs to, it can rely as a black backup plan, kind of like at least that's how I look at it. And this deck looks decently aggressive, probably a little bit more mid-rangey, but if it can get into the late game, I mean, Cell you can just play Cell later. You don't need the Cell's Birth.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. All right, so I think that's the deck, guys. We're gonna save it. I'm gonna put this these all into a file, and then at the end of the show, or I'll pitch the file up as well, so that way you guys will have it. Folder, put deck Doctor 2, and then let me put the thing down here. This is Casey Campbell.
Shout out to Casey Campbell. Pretty good deck, man.
Try.
Really like Tricolor, man. Tricolor anything, I'm gonna fall in love, dude.
Alright, save Aruski. Alright, I'm going to delete his thing off of the thing so we don't accidentally do it twice, which I don't think will happen, but it's wouldn't surprise me. Alright, so next up we're going to do Unseen Llama, which is a critical Vegeta aggro deck. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it up as well.
I think you may have missed one there. Maybe I'm just off.
Yeah, I think Mufasa was next, but we have to build that deck.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay, yep.
yep.
Gotcha. Understand.
All right, show and folder. Where's this at? All right, deck. Load.
Pulling that one up right now here. There we go. Okay.
So this is actually the old Vegeta leader. I'm actually a little surprised. I was expecting the new one. Don't know if anyone else does this, but I usually try to build decks. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that. Don't know if anyone else does this, but I usually try to build decks on Octagon with cards I own in real life. Takes up less space than trying to edit decks normally. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure other people do that as well. I think that's a good idea. I always like to, try to build the deck as best as possible, though. And that way, I have kind of what I'm shooting for. So if I don't have those cards, I'll build it, and then that way I can know what cards I want to trade for, or know what cards, I want to maybe buy off singles market and stuff as well. And so I usually try to do it that way, and then, I'll kind of, after I do that and like lay the deck out and see what cards I'm missing in real life, then I'll just replace them with other cards until I can buy those cards. How about you, Jordan? How do you usually do it?
For Octagon, I kind of prefer to like build maybe decks where you don't have a lot of the cards, or like this game it's pretty readily available. You can get most of the cards, but maybe like if you don't have a lot of promos, you can build decks and test like certain promos, and then and if you like them, then you can pick them up. But if not, then you don't have to spend like that extra money to go grab them, and then you not need them, and then you have to resell them, and it's kind of like it's a long process. So like by doing that, you kind of know which ones you need and which ones you don't.
Yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of these promos you might think they're really good. It's almost like the grass is green on the other side kind of mentality. You're like, oh, I don't have this card. It's going to be awesome. And you go buy it, and you realize it stinks or it doesn't fit your play style. And then you're like, whoa, now I have these 4 cards I'll never use. So that's a good point. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Okay, so let's get into this Vegeta deck. So this looks like a pretty traditional mono blue Vegeta deck. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about it? Are you familiar with that deck? Have you got a play test against it at all?
Yeah, actually, like we've been testing a. I mean, it's not like mono blue. It's like blue red, but it's really light on the red. So it's mainly like I'm pretty much a mono blue deck, and so we've been testing that a little bit, and yeah, this looks like a critical. I think that's what he called it, critical Vegeta, and it looks like it has all the criticals in there. It has your double strike Champas, your Monaka to give everything your leader double strike.
Yeah,
Pretty solid.
I have an idea for this deck. Let's go on a journey with this deck, boys, because this is something I've wanted to do with the deck. Actually, I've been working on the Gohan deck a little bit when my wife lets me stay awake long enough. And she's been trying to get me to sleep all the time. She's like, you have to feel better. Like, we have a bunch of people coming up for Thanksgiving. She's been making me sleep like nonstop. And so, but I've been coming up with a Gohan deck that's blue green, and I actually feel like this deck would work pretty well. And that's essentially you run blue green in the deck, but you run all the critical threats. So you run like the Gohan promo, you run Kale in green, and I think we should maybe try it with this deck. What do you think? You want to try that? Just put all the critical effects we can in here and see how it works.
Yeah, man, I can see that. I think that gives it more of a card pool to look at as well. Like by just adding in green, green has so many strong cards and even has strong critical cards too. So I think it would fit the deck really well.
Yeah, I'd say I don't like I like Overflowing Spirit Goku, but I don't like 4 of him. I think I like 2 of him instead.
Yes, yeah, because he's kind of costly. Once he gets to that turn 4 range, it's kind of costly, and
like God Breaks Son Goku either.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut Beerus for now, but we'll probably put him back in.
My boy Beerus.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I like. Is it Kind Saiyan Son Goku? I never know this guy's name. I feel like I always get him wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. Yeah, he's super good in this type of deck.
Yeah, for sure. I only put 3 in. We'll go 4 here. Yeah, it's true. Yep. What's his name? Actually, we could just do it this way. Text. Because we also don't have the Goku promo in here either, which I think is extremely good in this deck.
Yes, Goku, the Dash Pack promo. Yep.
Yeah. I have 2 of him now. Halfway there.
2 of him. I got 4. I got 4 pretty cheap on the cheap, so I'm pretty happy about that. Super good card.
My name's Jordan. I have 4 and you only have 2. Ha ha. Thanks a lot, buddy.
I got you, buddy. You need to.
All right, so I think we run 4 of my boy here.
Yeah, I would.
And then we want, let's go 3 here, 3 here. All right, so we're only 6 cards over. That's not too bad. What do you think about cutting the Bulma and the Whis package?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary in this type of deck.
Do we cut Objection too, you think? You think we just don't... Or do we keep Whis in and like cut Objection? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think this deck actually, like, if we're building it pretty tempo-y, like with criticals, like I don't know if this deck needs any ramp. I think it's like a pretty aggressive deck that maybe doesn't want to waste its turn 2 to play Objection. I could see some merit to playing Bulma because it's like a 1-drop that searches. You know, it replaces itself, and you don't have to play the Whis. Like I know a lot of people that I play with like to just play Bulma as a +1, an extra +1 in the deck, right. And then use the Whis as like mana. And like sometimes you can play it, but most times it'll probably just be mana, or a 10k boost.
Okay.
So I could see there's some merit to playing Bulma, but I don't know. I would probably cut Objection first.
Yeah. I cut Objection out. I cut the Whis combo out. We have 45 cards now. I'm not sure if that's right or not, because I think we need some more green cards, because right now the only 2 green cards we have is Kel and Gohan, which are, insane cards. I mean, they're super good cards, but I think we need a couple more green cards in here. And I feel like I just have to cut something to put more green cards in here. I'm not sure what green cards we want, though. What do you think? What's some good green cards?
I mean, I'm a fan. I'm still a fan of the 3-drop Gotenks. So I think that card's still really good.
Oh yeah, it has like pseudo critical too.
Critical.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Gives us some more green in the deck as well.
Yeah, every time that card attacks me, I hate it. Like it makes me so mad.
I know, it's such a weird card. Like I don't know how to value it. Like when I play it, it's like it seems like good certain situation, other situation it seems like meh. But like then whenever somebody plays it on me, I'm just like, wow, that card's so good.
Yeah, see, Lambsalot says crit package doesn't really have a turn 1-2 play unless you pull Kind Saiyan to plan for Evolve Goku. I agree. I mean, obviously, the bad thing about this deck is like all of our threats are like 3 drops, and then we have like a couple 1 drops, but we have nothing to play on 2. So maybe do we? I mean, I don't know if we just find a 2 drop. I don't think the right answer though is playing Objection on turn 2. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Generally, even just playing like 2 1-drops on 2 is pretty good. Like if you can build your board with a bunch of like 1-drops to replace themselves, you just like see more cards, and it like just adds more boost to the board that you can use with your critical threats to basically for free, because you're not really losing anything. You gained a card back because they replace themselves, so you can use them pretty aggressively to get your critical hits through. And by doing that, you're like canceling card advantage for your opponent, so it's not bad. I don't know, like Objection could be decent, but I just don't know if it's necessary, and like that hurts your hand too, because like I feel like this deck, like a lot of times when it wins is when it has like a huge amount of cards in its hand and can just like out boost like anything basically.
Right. That's true.
Like in the tournament that you casted that one time, like he had like always had like a Majin Buu swinging for like 100K like for a game because he had so many cards in his hand. It's like yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So we have 4 Majin Buu, we have 4 Kind Saiyan. I mean, we could put some more 1-drop in. I think something we could do is put the Sun Go or Family of Justice Goten or whatever, the one like the combo card that like kills something. Is that it? Is it a Goten card?
Yeah.
Goten,
yep. Sun Goten. Yeah, I like that card too. I think that card actually got better this set with like some more aggressive decks running around, more aggressive threats like the Miraculous Comeback Gohan, some of that stuff. So I think he's a solid call in the main board right now against more aggressive decks.
He also gives us something to do on turn 2, right? Like we can boost our guy, kill their drop they just played, and attack in.
Yeah, and boost.
Because what this deck wants to do, right, is like you said, it wants to get its early damage in with Vegeta, and then finish you off with its critical cards. So.
Yeah, and boosting on Vegeta when it's crit is fine. Like you're gaining, like you're killing something, but you're also using that card from your hand to give plus 5,000 is beneficial if you end up critting them or getting another card out of their hand. So
right. I cut Vegeta down to 2 to make room for those green cards. I mean, I think Vegeta's good, obviously, but I think the new Goku is a little bit better because it can be searchable by Kind Saiyan Sun Goku. So I don't think we need 8 6-drop or 8 3-drops in the deck.
Yeah, it gets a little clunky.
Yeah, plus we have the Gotenks as well, so like I feel like actually it might be better just to cut Vegeta out completely and put some more green cards in.
Yeah. How do you feel about the 5-drop Goku from the starter deck that when you evolve it gets double strike?
Oh, dude, I love that card. Oh my gosh, that card's so much. Oh yeah, we could put 2 of them in here.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe trying to fit 2 more of those, and that like increases the consistency of Kind Saiyan Son Goku even more.
And it gives you a good finisher.
Yeah, a good finisher for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's just like trying to fit the green cards in here. Make sure we have enough green.
Yeah, that card has been awesome. I'll tell you, I built the Galactic Emperor Frieza aggro deck, and that card has been so much fun to play. Because sometimes you just win the game off of him. People just don't expect him to come out.
Definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, I like
that. All right, and there's one other card that I think we're missing in here, and I think it's really good in these type of decks, is the new Trunks from set 2. The one where you boost with it and you untap a mana.
Absolutely.
I think that card in this type of deck, like I know Senzu Bean can use as a defensive option. I think in this type of deck, I think it's that card is just better because you want to use it more aggressively.
You think it's better than Senzu Bean?
In this type of deck, yeah. I think it is.
I think we can do both of them.
I mean, I would try and do both, but I know like we're fitting in this green. It's kind of tough to try and see what we want to cut. What do you feel about the 4-drop Goku, the one that just has critical? I'm not too big of a fan of him because he's really weak on the backside, and he's a 4-drop too. Yeah, he's like kind of heavy cost.
The thing I don't like about him, and I'll tell you, it seems like I always put him in my decks because like when he attacks, he feels amazing, right? Because you play 4, you attack with him, you're like, here's 25,000 coming at you, critical, and then after that he just dies. Like every time. But the thing about this deck is we have a lot of ways to save him. You know what I mean? Like we're going to have a lot of cards in hand. You know, I feel like we can't keep him alive. But I'm with you. I don't know. Like I like him. I think he's a good card. I just feel like, plus he's cost 4. I just feel like that's not where this deck wants to be. I feel like it wants to be winning by 4.
That's very true.
Yeah, maybe we just cut both of him. But that makes our Kind Saiyan Goku's a little bit a little bit worse, but I feel like we have a lot of targets for him. We have 3.
I think like 12 targets is pretty good. I think we have 13 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of them. So let's put 3 trunks in here. I think 3 trunks is probably. I don't mean you talked about it in other decks. I think 3 is about where we like on there too. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we put the 2 maximum energy Gokus in too.
Yeah. I like two or 3 trunks. I just think it's like I think in this deck is where it shines, where you can tap out and then attack with a critical threat, boost it. You're getting some value out of the boost, but you're also getting your mana back too. You can leave a mana up, or if you want to play another 1-drop, you can do that. Like,
I feel like
it just helps the deck out a lot.
I feel like we need one more green card in here. I don't know what it is.
Let's see here. So we got some Gotenks, Kale.
What's our Goku's? Try to see if Goku. Yeah, because essentially all of our blue cards just cost 1.
What about maybe? I know like this is more of a aggressive deck, but maybe like you play some of the 2-drop green Goku. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, because it's just a good turn 2 play. It gives us something to play on turn 2. Like we don't have to actually attack with it. You know, because you can literally like on turn 2 just play him out, draw a card, attack with Vegeta. You know, we get a card from Vegeta, attack with Vegeta, and then combo with him if you need to. So he's just like a free 5,000 boost that draws you a card. I mean, that's not a terrible turn 2 play.
Yeah, and he I mean, he can pressure leader if need be.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's true. He's really good at. Yeah, so let's put like 3 in there maybe.
Yeah, I could see 3, and I think that would make the green count decent enough that we'd be able to be good there at that green count, because I think that would put us at 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
15.
Super Saiyan Gotenks maybe. I don't think Super Saiyan Gotenks is too bad. Lambs a lot. I just feel like in this deck, you know, we're probably going to have lost or be close to losing by turn 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because once that like you get over that kind of like, you know, that hump, then it's like really tough for you to win because your opponent's like set up then. So I think like turn 5 is that kind of point. So you kind of, it's not like a good it's not a good finisher. It's more of like just like a mid range, you know, type card. It's just I don't think it would fit this deck very well. Not saying it's not a good card because it's an amazing card. It's just like this deck wants to kind of win before that turn.
Yeah, I think I want to cut the Rapid Onslaught Super Saiyan down to 2 instead of 3. What do you think about that? Because I feel like I think it's an awesome card. I'm just really afraid because you are playing Vegeta leader that you might be in a spot when you play him out that you're already too close to being dead to play him. What do you think about that? You think that's like I'm worrying too much about that? What do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think you're worrying too much about it. I think that I would still like 3 though, just because like I feel like you want to see one of those a game, so it's more of a consistency thing than it is a you're gonna play 3 of them type thing. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'd probably cut one of the 3-drop before I cut one of those.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what 3-drop do you cut? Because only the only 2 3-drops we have now is Gotenks and Goku.
Probably one of the. I would cut one of the 3-drop Goku before I cut one of the Dash Pack.
Okay.
Goku.
So we cut one more.
Rapid Onslaught. And then 2 Monaka. How do you feel about Monaka?
Yeah, I cut him down to 2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay not. I mean, I think it's okay to just not have him in the deck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I prefer. I prefer just like maybe cutting both of those and adding in a 4th Furthering Destruction Champa, because I think that just Furthering Destruction Champa just gives you more. It's like a red card, but it gives you more versatility. You can play it wherever you need it.
That's true, because the thing about the Champa is that it plays off of your you can use them like your actual cards.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's
and it's like a surprise thing too. Like you never know if they have it. Monaka's kind of like they have to play it before, and you can see it coming.
Okay, yeah, I like that. All right, so we have 2 Sensu Bean, 3 Bundle Curiosity Son Goku. We have Kind Saiyan Son Goku, Boost Attack Piccolo, Unyielding Spirit Trunks. We have the Maximum Energy Goku, Further Destruction Choppa, Mighty Attack Son Goku, Energy Boost Banjabu, Energy Power Gotenks, Hidden Awaken Kel. That's also another thing that the Bundle of Curiosity Son Goku does is it gives us a good target with Kel as well.
Yes. Yep. Increasing the targets for Kale is very good.
Yeah, 4 Super Saiyan Son Gohan, 5 of the promo Dash Pack Goku, Son Goten Family Justice, 3 of those, and 4 Whis' Coercion. I like it. What do you think?
I like the deck. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, this is essentially the same shell I had for the Gohan deck I was building for the deck tech next week. It's pretty close. There's a couple of different things I had in there, but I think that's a little bit different because you have a triple strike finisher, so you can go a little bit later in the game. You don't have to like win as early.
Yeah, definitely.
In my testing, it's been pretty good. Like it's been, I'll tell you, every time I play Kill Out, that card just gets better and better and better. I'm telling you,
man.
And every deck I play her out on, it's just unbelievable to me how much better she gets every time.
Kale is so good, so good.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys right now, in my opinion, the deck that wins regionals next weekend will have a Kel in it. I actually don't know if you can win regionals without Kel in your deck. I'm gonna say that right now. I think she's just so versatile. She's so good. All right, so I'm gonna save this deck as well, and then we'll move on to the next one. Also, guys, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to talk to us, guys. I'm trying my best. Oh my gosh, I hit load on accident. Please don't take it away. Feel free to ask questions. That's what we're here for. We're trying to get you guys prepared for regionals. So, so this is the Unseen Llama.
Let me pull that one up here. Yeah, King Mufasa. King Mufasa. That is exactly correct. Senzu Bean is better on the defense, I feel like, and Trunks is better offensively for sure.
Like I said, guys, I'll have this all up on Google Drive before we leave here, so you guys can just download these decks and play test with them as well. All right, so we'll go to the next deck here.
Let's see, Delinquents.
Yeah, which is Delinquents. My boy, Delinquents. Which, by the way, guys, if you back as a Super Saiyan Blue or a Super Saiyan Rose backer, you actually get a free one-on-one session with me. You guys can sit down, we'll talk, we'll go over decks. And out of all the people who's backed at Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rose, Delinquents is the only person that's done that. And me and him played like 3 games together. We talked a little bit about his deck, talked a little bit about some cards, talked a little bit about regionals, and it was a pleasure. He's an awesome guy. We had so much fun talking and going over some different stuff. So, Delinquents, nice talking to you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we have his deck up next. Show in folder. Deck, load. This one's called Bobbity's Favorite Color, Pink. Can't wait to see what's about to happen. Oh, wait, it's in downloads. Always forget that.
This is spicy.
Oh, is it good? It's not. Oh boy, Bobbity. See, when I read that, I just assumed it was another Bobbity deck, like the 6 like mind control Bobbity deck. And I pop it up, and here it is.
Oh, here it is.
The longer this stream goes, the more nervous / excited I am to see my horrible deck up on stream. Oh, it's okay. If it's bad enough, we'll just kick you out of the stream. We'll just never talk to you again, so it's fine. Floating J is same. No, guys, that's what we're here for, man. We're here to fix decks. I mean, if you guys want to see a terrible deck, you can just look at any deck that Jordan makes. So, like, I'm used to it. I see him all the time.
He's not wrong.
I'm gonna pour some more tea here, and then you. Why don't you go over the deck a little bit, Jordan? Wow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see here. I've actually never built Bobbity, but I definitely agree with the one Majin Buu sealed ball. I think that's a good choice. Very good choice. And unfortunately, it's 10 mana, so you only can play one. So I think that's like. I mean, I know you talked about it, and it's like, if only it wasn't 10 mana, like, I don't understand why. Like, that could have been, like, I don't know, like, I feel like the card could have been maybe, like, 2 or even 3 mana would have still been fine. Like, I don't think it would have been overpowered at all.
Yeah, because you can only have one out at a time anyway. It's a field card, It's not like you can have multiple outs. So, yeah, I think that for that to be 10 cost was very, a very ambitious call to me. But I mean, the effect is extremely powerful. Like I don't want to act like it's a bad card. I mean, just essentially once you fill this up to deal 1 damage to your opponent. But another thing that stinks about this card is like it has to be in your deck. If it's in your hand or life, it just doesn't work. So it's just,
I know. So it's like if you play 1 and it's in your life, like, oh my gosh.
I know. I meant like the boo that you search out is what I mean.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say you search for this before you draw and do all that stuff, right?
Yeah, because I actually had a friend, a new player that built Bobbity. That being him, tested against it or whatever, and he finally got this thing up. He plays it out. He gets all the cards under it, and he's like, "Here we go!" And he searches his deck, and it wasn't there. And he was like, and he just put his head down. And I was like, "How many do you run?" And he's like, "I run 2," and they were just both in his life.
What? He even ran the second. He ran the second one. Yeah. Oh, that's no justice.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, buddy. It's just like,
no justice
you have to do a lot of stuff to get him out. It's not like he just, it's easy to do or anything. So I was like,
yeah, dude.
He jumped through all the hoops, man, and got punished.
Definitely. And I see he's running 3 of them. I mean, that's just I mean, that's good just so you don't get them prized, but I don't know. I kind of like the 2.
Honestly, I actually like running 4 of them.
Do you? Do you really?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's because it works really well with mind controlling Bobbity. Because you can search him out with mind. Because like, imagine if you play 6, you play him out and get 2 off of him. You're just like get 2, just do 2 damage to you straight up off of those guys.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I just want to tell you something, just so you know. But he only gets his effect whenever he's summoned by a sealed ball.
No, he doesn't. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
You're kidding me. When you play this card with the skill of, oh my god.
No.
Why? He costs 10 energy. What?
Oh man, they just messed up Bobbity real bad, man. Bobbity actually could have been pretty cool, but like it's just like
cool.
they just restricted
excited.
it so much.
Oh,
Dude, I thought the same thing when I saw that, and I'm like, dude. What if you just like hit multiple with this card? You just like deal 2 damage and then two double strikers. Gosh. It's like,
that's
whew.
So much fun. Jordan is right. I know Lambs a lot. I'm sick. I don't feel good, and here he is destroying me on stream.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh shoot! I wish it worked. I wish it worked. That would be so fun.
Why does it work?
Why is Sealed Ball 10 mana?
Really
why is this card not able to use its effect when it's summoned?
Okay, so I agree. So we run 2 then, because I mean I actually feel like we run the perfect. I feel like this card's a lot like Whis, right? Like the perfect number is 1, but you're playing with fire when you do that. So I think 2.
That's true.
It's a 2 to be.
Even 2 is sketchy. Like I think that's maybe why I went 3, just to like because like that's like kind of like the main point. Like I mean to ping your opponent at some point in the game. Like you're gonna get that 1 damage. And like to have it both of them being prizes or something is just your life total. That's just that's scary.
Do you think we need the hit combo in here?
I love the hit combo in this deck. So I definitely think some form of like lightning fast hits and I don't know. I haven't ever played with the promo. Have you ever played with the promo?
I have. Yeah, it's awesome. I love
Is it awesome? Because I feel like it's really cool to like be able to play it and just defend it. That way you can evolve on your turn if you have the hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think maybe some copies of that could find its way into the deck.
Do you search just your deck with this? Do you search your drop area?
For what?
The ball for Boo? Or is it just this card's under this card, 5 or more, place this card in the drop area, then choose up to 1 Majin revive
deck.
From your deck. Why couldn't it be from drop area? That'd be so good with the...
Yeah. Ugh. Man, dude. They really messed, like, Bobbity, like... Ah, man, I actually like the way it like works. Like you get a card out, you can like utilize that card throughout the game. But if they just made it like a little bit better, like I feel like it would have been, like more of a like a top tier deck kind of type thing.
I agree 100%. Delinquent says I was considering the hit combo, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's worth it because I think this deck wants to go long. I think this deck probably should have some blue in it too to survive.
Yeah. I think it could like. I mean, the base of the way I see this deck is like it's kind of like a burn deck from like other games. Like you're just trying to like burn your opponent without like you can attack, but you don't like have to. Like you can attack a little bit early, but then like at the end of the game, you can just try and burn them out without having to like have a big board. You just play stuff that burns them. So I definitely like three lightning fast hit maybe.
Okay.
I was thinking 3. I mean, I guess 2 would be okay, but I think like. You kind of want to try and burn your opponent out.
I can't spell lightning. That's good. Okay, lightning fast hit. Set the. Oh, so we want 3 of those. And do we put the 2-drop hit in, or do you think we just put the promo in? Or do we put?
I mean, I guess it depends on how much room we can find, but like, I don't know. I think playing maybe a couple of each would be good. I guess. Or do you just like the 3-drop? Like, I think the 3-drops, like, it's like stats are the same. But obviously, its effect is like it has an effect, so it's just like better.
Yeah, I think I think the 2-drop hit's a threat, right? You can play hit out, you can attack, deal damage. That's like good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But hit conquer a time, you essentially play him out, and you're telling your opponent next turn, Big Daddy's coming down.
Yep.
And so I think maybe 3-2, maybe is what we do, like 3 of the normal one, 2 of the other one. But I don't know, maybe it's okay just to run 2 of the conqueror, and then like. Because you're not going to play lightning fast until way later anyway, so maybe you play 2 or 3 and just leave out the 2. But I'll put both in the deck right now, and we'll go over that once we.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Adding a couple of each for sure.
The promo is annoying to verse. Hit promo is the best. Yeah, I really like the hit promo a lot. Actually, when I saw that spoiled, I didn't even know what he did, and I was like, that card's going to be great because it just gives us another hit target, which is something we didn't have before. Also, you can get this hit off of Vados too, which is the hit conqueror time off Vados, which is a big deal. I'd like to see some more burn mechanics implemented. I would too. I like burn a lot. I just think it's also very scary to implement into the game because you only have 8 life. And I think if they give out too many bird mechanics, it's possible we get into like an infect type format for Magic, which is, you know, in Magic, infect is some creatures have it's called infect, and if they attack you, they put a poison counter on you, and if you get 10 poison counters, you just lose the game. And so it essentially cuts your health in half. So you, instead of having 20 health in Magic, you now have 10. And so I'm afraid if they do something with this, the same situation will happen where, you know, as sets come out, it might get to a spot where you're just like, oh, I deal 2 damage to you, deal 1, you're dead. You know what I mean? I just think it might be unfun and very uninteractive. But you know, we'll see. I mean, I think it is a really cool mechanic.
Yeah, I think it's good to have in the game, but I think they definitely, and I think that's why all these cards are so heavily restricted, is they wanted to maybe put like not have that happen, you know, like Majin Buu Steel Ball and the Majin Buu itself. But I think maybe they just went a little overboard, you know, trying to protect the infect.
Well, I'd say it was funny. I was actually I was watching some Star City Games matches this weekend, because I was looking at the overlays and I was trying to figure out, you know, what kind of overlay I want to make for ARG and stuff. And I watched these two guys play, and one guy was playing Infect and the other guy was playing Control Deck, and the game ended in 5 minutes, like the best of 3 ended in 5 minutes. He just, both games, the Infect player was just like, I'll play out a guy with Infect, I'll attack you, I'll boost him up to 10, kill you in 1 hit. Next game, do the same thing, you lose. And so, so I mean, like, you have to be really careful. I don't think this game is ever going to get to that point, because I think it will take time to build up. You can't just like buff one guy up. But I think, you know, it's possible that, you know, if you put too much burn in a game, that it could happen. So
yes, yep.
Okay, so I think another thing that no, he's right here. Never mind. I was going to say, I don't see the Gohan in here, but he's here. So we have the Gohan, which is burn. We have Hit, which is burn, and we have the Boos, which are burn. So
yes.
Fun and interactive. Exactly, Delinquents. A very fun, interactive game. That's why it cracks me up when people say that, you know, Magic has best of 3. It's the more skilled format, because, you know, if you can play best of 3 in Magic, why can't you play best of 3 in Dragon Ball? And it's like, oh, that's because games last longer than turn 2 in DragonAll, as it turns out, which I enjoy. I like that aspect of this game. Yep. Okay, so let's work a little bit on the deck. We got a little bit off topic. What do you think about this Deborah the Wizard's right hand? If this card is in rest mode, the opponent cannot attack Evil Wizard Bobbity.
I think it's like pretty. I mean, if you're going like, if we're staying mono red or like mostly red, I think he's fine in the deck. He's a 3-drop that is 20k. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Fits the more aggressive theme. I mean, maybe you don't need 4 of it, but it just fits like the aggressive, you know, like rush. Because I feel like this deck is, I don't know, like I feel like you have to rush them down at some point. Maybe not super early, so maybe he's not as good, but I think he's just a solid statted, you know, battle card.
Yeah, what do you think about putting like Saiyan Kaba in here, and like putting like the promo Gohan in here that like has double strike and draws your card, you know, like and just like
I love that. I love both of those for sure. To make it like more aggressive early game.
Just trying to get you to 4 life and then finish you off, essentially.
Yeah, because you still have to pressure them earlier to get them down, and then you like what you want to end the game with like the. That way, it's like really hard for them to interact with it, you know.
Yeah, Kaba's pretty good too with Bobbity's ability on his Awakened side. Just giving him plus 5,000 is pretty big. He's a 20,000 attacker.
Yep. I definitely like Kaba for sure.
Yeah, I like that too.
Sure.
I wonder, do you think we run the Kaba 3-drop too? Because like if we do it right, the Kaba 3-drop will get the boost. Right, we'll get the boost from both Bobbity and Kaba. Right. This says for his entire turn, duration of the turn. Yeah. So like.
Yeah, the aggressive. Yeah, I like that Kaba.
Yeah. So like if we use Bobby's Awakening side and we're like, okay, give Kaba plus 5,000. You know, attack, use a life. Give him double strike, another 10,000. Then he's up to 20,000, and then if we evolve, he'll be up to 30,000. Double strike, which could be pretty
deadly.
Yeah, pretty powerful. Like you said, I think what we have to do is just try to get them to 10 life. I mean, I'm sorry, get them to 2 life, and then we could probably kill them off of Gohan, and like it puts a lot of pressure on at that point. Oh, he's running the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku as well, like the promo Goku.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I don't know how good that card fits in this deck. I just don't see this deck getting like that big of a board, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think
I don't know.
It's probably in there for just Bobbity.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So maybe just trying to make Bobbity a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Which
That's
I'm
true.
with you. I don't know if I think that might be a little too cute though.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be necessary. I mean, we would have to find something to replace it. That's I definitely think it's one of the cards that could probably be cut
Yeah, I think
because it's not
This
super.
Vegeta can be cut too. Assistance can probably also go on 2. Jiren's probably okay at 3. Grand Evil Absorption Majin Buu, we can definitely cut that down to 2.
Yeah, I like 2 of that. I was gonna say that because 4 is just that's a lot to like, and I know like maybe it's like more of a consistency thing, but I think like by turn 7 you'll be able to see one of the 2, um, and be able to play it down. But I do like that card. I think that card's really good.
Yeah, for sure. Awakening Evil Majin Buu. Man, I don't know much about these Boos, I'll be honest with you. Place 1 battle card from your hand under this card. Choose up to 1 Majin Buu other than Awakening Evil Majin Buu, so you can't do it self. With 25,000 or more power from your deck, and place it on top of this card. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So does this let you go get your 7-drop? Or does your 7-drop cost too much? No, he's 30,000.
Yeah, I think it lets you. Is it 25,000 or more? I think there's another one that you can go grab, the 6-drop, but I don't know if he plays that one. So does this grab?
Oh wait. Can you go get your 10-drop Majin Buu?
I don't think he can. Because that one's 20k, and this one says 25k or more, right?
Oh, so you can go get your 7-drop. It says more, not less.
Oh yeah, you can go get your
So
7
you
drop.
can get your 7-drop with this guy. Okay. So I don't think we want 4 of this guy though, right?
Yeah, because like I mean, you don't really want to do that too often because like you want to evolve the Grand Easel Absorption Majin Buu over top of the Gohan to get the good effects.
Right. So this card says place 1 battle card from your hand, so you can put the good Gohan under this card and then go get the 7-drop, right? And then put the 7-drop on top. Is that right?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I didn't read that part. Yeah, you're right. 1 battle card from so you put one of the Gohans. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I still don't think.
I mean, I think that gives more reason to cut the Grand Absorption to 2. I think.
Yeah.
It's like searchable. Then you have like you have a tutor for it. I still like 2 of that. For sure. How do you feel about the 4 Vados assistants? I don't know if you need all 4.
Yeah, I already cut it to 2.
Did you?
Yeah. I think you want 2 because you can do some cute things with it, especially with like your Jiren and stuff. Like being able to protect him and stuff is pretty good. So you can attack twice. Delinquent says too cute, not cute enough. It basically works how the show works. Fat Buu turns into Evil Buu, then into Gotenks or Gohan Buu. Okay. Awakening plus Gohan is the big combo. Attack 2, activate cards, do 2 damage each. I'm sorry, I'm not really following you. Awaken plus Gohan is the big combo. Oh, you mean like the comeback Gohan? Is that what he's talking about? And then attack 2, activate cards, do 2 damage each. Yeah, I think the problem is
that's like,
you need to have like they need to have one of their guys tapped. Like they have to have one of their guys in like rest mode. And I feel like right now there's not very many cards that do that. What do you think about putting splashing yellow in this deck? You think that's too cute?
No, I don't think that's too cute at all. I think yellow would probably be pretty good.
What if we put does Goldo need a Frieza's army leader to tap?
Yeah.
Okay, of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
No, that would be really good. I wish it was like that.
Because if we could tap
like one of their,
if we could tap like one of their dudes like,
and then pressure with Gohan.
Yeah. Man, what if this deck isn't even Bobbity? What if you just do everything we're doing here and then like run like a Frieza's army leader? Is that way too cute? Is that like is the sealed ball worth it, you think, to run Bobbity?
I mean, I think that like Bobbity is just really tough to build around because of the way they restricted it with the sealed ball. Like I think they just restricted it too much that it's really tough to even build. I definitely think we might have to invest in another color, maybe. I'm not sure if yellow is that color, but like I don't know if like Delinquents wants the leader change, stuff like that. Like try and keep it close to the same as possible. But
it says have Tagoma and Deborah on the field at the same time.
That's like the guy. Like if you have both of them, it's like the 3-drop that like if you have like both of them tapped, like you can't attack Bobbity and you can't attack that, so you basically can't attack or something like that. It's like a weird combo.
If this card is in rest mode, your opponent cannot attack your other battle cards. So they have, so essentially they have to attack him first, and then after that they have to attack the other guy. So like essentially they have to attack twice and kill both 2 cards to even attack your leader once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. It costs 2 yellow. Seems a little expensive, but that, I mean, that doesn't seem terrible. Seems like it could be very frustrating to play against. All right, we'll put him in the sideboard right now. Well, I mean, maybe we can think about playing some yellow, because yellow also has the tap out card, right? It's like not Death Razor, but I Beam or whatever the hell.
Yeah, you can like tap your opponent's board to 2 mana.
Yeah, Darkness I Beam.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be good with the Gohan.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, trying to find ways to just tap down your opponent's stuff would be really beneficial for Gohan.
I wonder though, like, how about Hercule? Think Hercule's good enough in the deck? When you play this card, look up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 red Majin Buu among them, and add to your. Probably. I mean, that's not too bad. It's a 1-drop.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. I think it replaces itself. I mean, I think it's just a solid 1-drop if you're playing enough Majin Buus, which I think this deck's playing enough.
I don't know if I like the attendance card. Spechnov and Yamu or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he's really needed, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Bobity's effect just does it.
Yeah, Bobity's effect does it, and then you also play like 2 of the. I like 2 of the evil Dark Prince Vegeta, because that just fills it up on its own, and it's a 4-mana 2500 double striker. Like, it's actually pretty strong. It's just like strong statted for its turn, and like it also fills up your sealed ball if you trigger the effect.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we have 2 of those. We're at 41 cards. So we need like 9 cards. It was a joke. I don't know, man. I don't think it's that much. I mean, I don't think it's that unreasonable, man, to run, Tagoma and that card. I mean, I think it's a cute interaction, which I think is something that players won't expect, and it could buy you a turn. I mean, the thing about Bibbidi that really stinks is that like, he only has 10,000 power, and so like he can die very quickly, and so anything that buys him like even a turn isn't terrible. I mean, like it's definitely not the best, obviously, but I think it's not the worst either.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close. We need 9 cards. Yeah. So do you think we run like blue?
Blue instead of the yellow?
Yeah, do you think we run blue instead of yellow? Just run like Sensu Beans and stuff to try to protect our Bobbity, and then Sensu Beans also really good with Kaba to try to finish the game off. Like,
yeah, I think blue's like one of the I mean, it's probably the best splash color. It just has the most versatile cards that you can play. I mean, also just playing. I know it doesn't work, which I wish it did. But you could still play like the 1-drop Majin Buu, give yourself another 1-drop to play.
Sure. Yeah.
I really wish Hercule could search that, or you could like evolve off it. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Oh, it doesn't make sense why you can't, honestly. Like you said, I feel like this deck just has way too many restrictions for no reason.
Yeah, like that's just another restriction that was like unnecessary. I feel like.
Okay.
To be honest, they just didn't want Bobbity to be good, man.
I feel like this is one of those decks, guys. It's going to take a lot of testing. You have to test a lot, and just like see what cards are working, see what cards aren't working, that kind of thing. What am I searching for here? What am I doing? Oh, a Kaba. I think I want like 2 Kaba, or 2 of the Awakening Kaba.
Yeah, the 4-drop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this combination seems really hilarious together. It seems like you can do so much damage.
Yeah, it's like this is like a super like it seems like a pretty aggressive deck, but like I mean I don't know. I think it can progress into the late game though too.
Well, that's
it has the cards.
Is I noticed when I was playing against the new player I was talking about that was playing this deck. I think one of the games I was playing, like he hit me with a double striker. Like I think it was the Gohan. Oh, we need a Gohan in here. The promo Gohan. He's way too good.
Yeah.
Like, it works on you and everything. I'll put 4 in, but we might cut it later. But
yeah.
But he attacked me. He hit me a bunch with stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I got down to like 1 life or something because I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I can stabilize. And I realized he had like 4 things under his ball, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. Like,
oh gosh,
you know what I mean? And so like next turn, all you have to do is just attack with Bibbidi, use a Bibbidi's ability or whatever, and like he gets there. And but I luckily could kill him that turn, but that's why I was like, I'll take it because I can probably win next turn. But I realized I was at a spot where if I don't win, I literally just die the next turn. So I think this deck can really sneak in there and just like kill you. Like it can do a lot of damage.
It's scary. It's scary. Like I mean, especially if they have like all like the burn threats. Like once you awaken, like you got to be on your toes. Like They will double hit you out of nowhere.
So wrong Vegeta for the ball effect. Yeah, I fixed it. Ultimate Evil Dark Prince is the ball one. Who's worse, Bobbity or Chilled? I think Chilled. I hate to say it. I've actually been testing Chilled I'm not saying nonstop, but I've been testing Chilled a lot, guys. And I just cannot get him to do anything. I can get him to like put a lot of pressure in the early game, and then he just loses. I can't get him to finish a game out. It's very Sensu Bean is way too good against him. It's just there's a lot of things that are really good against him. So I hate that. I really feel like the deck needed a super rare, which I thought we were gonna get. I thought we were gonna get an Anthem for his tokens, like a super rare that gave all his tokens plus 5,000 or something.
Yeah, I don't really understand them not giving it giving yellow a little bit more support. Really kind of didn't really give yellow too much.
Do you think Ghost Attack Gotenks is good enough in the deck?
Oh yeah, it's not in here?
No. Do you think it's good enough?
I think it's a solid threat. I think it's like one of the best 5-drops. And I think like if you're playing this much red, I think it's valuable to play, yeah, for sure. Okay. I didn't even know it was in the deck. It's tough to like run all these red cards and then make it 2 colors. That's the only thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We're at 47 cards right now, so we could easily put in like 2 Ghost Attack Gotenks. What's the Gotenks Boo do?
Gotenks Boo. I think it's like you can't like kill it with like a Beerus effect. I want to say.
Does it get like? Why did I type in Gotenks and not Boo? I am so stupid. What we're putting.
I think it's like it can't be destroyed by your opponent's like skills.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not very familiar.
I could be completely wrong here.
He has double strike if Gotenks is under this card, and if there are no cards in your opponent's combo area, this card cannot be KO'd and has double strike. I don't feel like that's good enough. I think I'd rather just have my Gotenks out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't think there's a. I think actually every Gotenks is better than that Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the 3-drop Gotenks I think is better.
Kind of agree.
That's a weird. Oh, I thought it'd be cool if it got its effect plus that. That'd be super cool. Imagine how good the freaking Ghost Attack would be if it couldn't be if it couldn't be KO'd.
Oh no.
Chill just doesn't have enough support. I've been trying to. Yeah, I know. It's just I feel like he's like 1 or 2 cards short. So going to make a red-yellow Bobbity deck now to test it out. Definitely, man, you should. I mean, try it out. That's how we learn new stuff, man. That's how we break the format. We keep trying these things and see how they work. It doesn't have the support at the moment. Yellow is bound to get more support in future sets. Oh, I think so too. I hope so at least. I think
I'm sure it will.
That's probably why they gave it so little support in this set. Is I'm sure they're probably going to give it more next set. So all right, I think we're just going to stick 1 caller with this deck.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna. I think right now we need to figure out these hits. I think I'm just gonna make this 3. Because I think a lot of these cards need tested to see how they do. I think the deck doesn't look terrible. I'm not sure about this 5-drop Bonjin Boo though. It's the only card I'm not sure about. He seems really good. I don't think we need 4 of them though. Because we can search them out.
Yeah.
Is Hercule you search your deck or is it look at top 7? Look at top 7.
I think it's top 7.
Okay, so let's cut this down to at least 3. We can put 1 more Gotenks in.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this.
I like that.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. Mind controlling Bibbidi, I like that there's 2 of those, but honestly, there's enough threats in the deck for Bobbity. Probably, right? We have like lightning fast hits. I wish hit got his effect off just playing him. That'd be so good with this.
I know.
I just wish the Boo did. Like, can we please have the Boo just do his thing when he comes in, please?
Yeah, like what the heck?
I'd give you anything.
Yeah, like that would be super cool. Like I still even then like I don't think it would be overpowered or anything. To be honest with you, like it's like 10 costed. You know, obviously you can get it off Bibbidi, but you only can like, I mean, the max you can play is 4, and you're probably never gonna actually get 4 off. You know, like a couple damage. I think that would just make the deck like better, make it like more viable.
Right. It really surprises me. Yeah, all right, so Delinquents, there's a deck, man. I hope you like it. I'll save it here, and like I said, I'll put it at the end. We'll just call it Bobbity Burn.
Yeah, Bobbity Burn, I like that.
There you go, man.
Double
Thank you so much for the submission. Okay, so next up we have OZ Psycho, the old Saiyan backer, Destructive Black. I like the name.
Cool name. I'm loading it up right now. Let's see what this one is.
I think this is Hand Destruction Goku Black, if I remember. I think we talked about
Ooh. Well, that is what it is?
Yeah, which I like a lot. I mean, as it turns out, I'm a big fan of hand destruction.
Definitely, dude. Hand instruction's really good.
Yeah, now, I'll tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Psycho. This is something we talked about. I wanted to tell you, whenever I saw the deck at the beginning. One of the big things that worries me about this deck is, Goku Black's ability is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent with the deck. And so whenever you do hand destruction, the big thing you're looking for is the Broly combos. So you want to go, 1-drop Broly into 4-drop Broly into 6-drop Broly. Now the problem is to do all this in turn 5, you can only play 1 blue because it costs 4 green to play the Broly out, the 6-drop Broly out. And so you can't use Goku's Black's ability unless you have 2 blue in play. And so essentially you can't really use his ability to ramp if you want to play Goku Black Broly on 5. And so that's the one downside with this deck. Now the upside is that you have very consistent ramp, which is something usually if I lose a game on with hand destruction, it's because I didn't get my ramp early enough. So I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like the main thing with the Brawlies, and it kind of balances them in a way, is you need that green, that green resource, that green mana, to play them. Especially like the 6-drop, who has a super powerful effect. Giving you that 4 green kind of makes up for it, but you also have to play more green in your deck than maybe you would want to, in a way. It's kind of just like a necessary evil. You kind of have to do it to play the deck. So I think just looking at the deck, I think I don't think it plays the big Brawly. It just plays the 5-drop.
Right.
I think I would add it in, and then maybe add more green in to boost the hand destruction theme.
No, I agree 100%. Yeah, we're making a lot of changes. All right, I want some.
I don't know. I'm gonna cut. I don't know. Cut time ring probably. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, I cut. Why I type in boo? Come on.
Here. Hey, you're going to work on this already,
buddy. This is my bread and butter. I know how to do this one.
You're like, oh, I know. You're like, I know this.
I know a thing or two about hand destruction. All right, definitely putting this guy in. I'm not a huge fan of the General Demolition, but I don't hate it. I actually like the end game being the Rose. I think if you can blow up, because like right now it's really hard. Right now, a Psycho. The problem with hand destruction is it's really hard to discard your opponent's hand. There's just too much. There's too many ways for your opponent to fill their hand up. There's too many ways there's too many leaders that awaken on 6, and it's really 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 hard. I'll try to come up with another zesty deck for the next deck, Doctor. Definitely delinquents, please do, man. Psycho says chop and change at will. I was wanting to get your thoughts on it. No, listen. This is my bread and butter, so we'll definitely go through. I actually do like Alert God in this deck, though. I think 6 is really expensive, but it's possible that it's really good. I cut Whis. I also cut Bulma. That's not really what we want to do. We want to play either Broly or the 1-drop or Boo.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, the one thing about this deck that I found, like at least in my testing, was that Goku Black kinda essentially crits you, and then Objection does the same thing. So I know this deck does get really low on cards, so it's like you kind of just got to manage your cards like really good when you play this deck.
Yeah, I think because of that, I think Kel needs to be in here. I think that was like already something that we wanted. And I think Kel's a staple in almost every green deck, but I think we want 3 Kel in here. It seems
definitely.
It seems really good to be able to, like you said, like go objection, and then like next turn play Kel, kill your Boo, attack, like draw a card. Like it just seems very strong.
Definitely, yeah, and it just helps replenish your hand. It's really good.
Do we want the Gohan promo? Because I've been using the Gohan promo instead of the other Broly as well.
Yeah, instead of the 3-drop, yeah. Like I don't know, like I kind of like the 3-drop Broly because it's like an early answer to some stuff, but I think it's just unnecessary. I think that you want to save your Broly's, and you don't want to like evolve twice because like you don't get very much value out of doing that. Like I kind of like just running the discard Brawlies and then running Gohan as like your KO, your removal.
Yeah, I like that. I'm just not sure about this Beerus General Demolition. 3 blue is so much in this deck.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary, and I think Black Rose, the evolved is just like insane. Like it's just better. It's a better finisher.
It has triple strike too. Plus, actually, just Goku Black in general can really end games.
Yeah.
Like, people forget about his backside, but if he gets to 2 life, he gets plus 5,000 and double strike, which is essentially, you know, every leader does that. That's playable. But what's really good is that, you know, the promo Goku Black, which I added to the deck, can get you there. Because a lot of people, they'll knock you to 4 and they'll stop. You know, or they'll knock you to 5 and stop. And then you just go, okay, I'll use my ability on my front side, go to 4, I'll awaken, I'll play the Goku Black promo, go to 2. And then I'll untap my energy, play the Goku Black 8-drop, kill 3 of your things, attack for triple strike, attack for double strike, and it's just like, it's a lot of pressure. It kind of comes out of nowhere, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of stuff in one turn that the deck can do.
Though for that promo, you still need 3 energy though. I mean, for the 8-drop, you still need 3 to evolve.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that 3 is unrealistic, but I know it would be like, you would probably have like maybe 2 blue, and then like the turn you want to play Black Rose, you throw down the last blue. You know what I mean? I don't think that's unreasonable to have 2 blue out.
Twigfire says, "Do you guys plan on getting to every deck?" We're gonna go through here as fast as we can. We'll probably go for another 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. But so I'm sure we won't get to them all. Kind of people are continuing to add decks there too. So I think it's impossible to get to them all. But we'll get as many as we can. And what I'm doing is I'm deleting them as we do them. And I'm not going to delete this chat. And so eventually we'll get to everything. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just keep starting on the top and going down like we're doing. And eventually we'll just get to everything. Because last time I messed up. I didn't delete the ones I did. I forgot the ones I did. And so I was afraid that I would miss someone's deck. So I deleted that entire chat room, and we have a new one up, and I'm deleting them as I do them. So if it's not this one, and this is something I want to try to do each week, guys, too, because you guys seem to really like it, and I really want to help you guys too, especially with regionals coming along. Like, that's something I really want to do for you guys. So did we get the Bobbity one?
Let's see here. I know you were a fan. I know we talked about it a little bit. You're a fan of Cells Absorption.
I was, because the thing I like about Cells Absorption... Okay, I'd say, here's the thing about Cells Absorption. And this, I think it's a good... I'm glad you brought this up. Because this is something, is that... Okay, so Cells Absorption is a perfect card when you're playing against any deck that can kill your Broly. Because what happens is, like, if you play Broly on 1, and you're playing against, like, a Ginyu deck, they can play out Goldo, tap it, and kill it. And then you're, then you're kind of screwed. And so you want to wait until turn 5 to play out your Broly. So you can go Broly, and then search... and evolve with your 4-drop and discard 2. Now, the good thing about Goku Black is he can actually do that on 4, because he can use his ability and go to 5 early, and then play out Broly and continue his thing. So that's actually something to think about. I mean, it might not be necessary for this deck, but I still like it a lot. I mean, it's still just it's 2 discard. I think 2 is probably the perfect number. I mean, I don't think that's like too hard.
Yeah, no, I like 2, just for like the reason you said, just to have that turn 4 play that you can do pretty much against, the decks that you don't want to play your Broly's out, which it's becoming like more and more of the decks that you play against can do that, like Cell Leader, Ginyu. I mean, there's just a lot of decks now that can actually interact with those 1-drops pretty effectively. Somebody going first, your opponent going first with Kale. I mean, it's like so many cards.
I think we want Mafuba in this deck too. I think I want at least 2 Mafuba in this deck. That card has just been insane on any deck that wants to go late.
Yeah, definitely. Mafuba's like, the way I see Mafuba is like, I think it's like it's pretty high costed, but it's also like a double negate, like kind of like, because you remove the threat for an entire turn. They can't attack you the following turn. It's like, it's just a really good card.
Yeah, we have one more card. I'm gonna try to cut 1 Sensu Bean. Go up to 2 cards we need to fill in, and maybe do 1 more. I really want to try Zamasu the Alert God in this deck. I actually think it could be really good. Because a lot of times, I think we'll just put in, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put in 2 green counter spells. Full power energy. Yeah, and I think this is the deck. I like it. Again, I mean, I think this is a deck that we should definitely test out a little bit, see what cards work. But I think the Goku Black engine to finish the game is probably going to be how you're going to win. Also, I think Alert God just in general is a great card for this deck, because a lot of times what happens in this deck is that, or in Hand Destruction in general, is you're usually only like, you can't quite get through the last turn. Like if you ever lose, it's usually because you don't ramp soon enough, which this deck will not have a problem doing. And then it also, what happens is that like you'll get to like the next turn you would win, but your opponent just all ends you and you don't have enough counters to survive. So I think Alert God could really help you do that as well.
Oh yeah, Alert God is like such a good card. Like it's like one of my favorite cards from the new set. I mean, it's very limited, but like in those two decks, like it's just so good.
Let's see. Just so I know, where's your Google Drive link? Is it in Discord? I'll post it after this right now. Actually, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm trying to get through these as fast as possible. So I was hoping. Okay, so we'll do Psycho here. Psycho, Black Hand Destruction. Okay. All right, so we'll delete this and see what is next. Delete. Next we have Sevenic. Blue Frieza. Blue deck using new Frieza. Uh-oh.
Let's see
A
here.
little spicy. I love the new Frieza. So excited.
I don't know. Like I think he's good, but like I just don't know how I feel about him. You know, like as far as like where would I go with like building a deck with him. I don't know. I'm just thinking about just playing as many extra cards as I can.
Right.
One turn and trying to.
I will say that Frieza is. I hate his front art. He looks like an idiot on the front. His back art is sick, but on the front he looks like so weird. It looks like he's taking a dump. It's like this one looks like he's.
Yeah, what is? Yeah, like I totally agree. I never actually seen the front.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. It was all me. It had nothing to do with Jordan. Don't ever think him. He's not very good at the game.
He's very right.
No, Jordan's awesome. Thank you, Jordan, for being here. I love Cell's Absorption.
Thanks, man.
Also good against when you are playing against Cold Bloodlust. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll tell you guys, the best card, and Jordan can vouch for me here, the best card against Cold Bloodlust in the Hand Destruction deck is 150% your 6-drop Broly. Because no matter what, you get something out of it, you know. So a lot of times what happens is you'll play out your 6-drop Broly, and they'll Cold Bloodlust it, but that's still one card. You know, so you're like, cool, I got one out of, you know, that's not bad, especially for Hand Destruction, not too bad. And then if they have a card they've attacked with, you just attack into their guy with your Broly, and they usually have to use another card to keep him alive. Sometimes 2 cards because he has 30,000 power, and then a lot of times, you know, you've got the same net, I guess, gain of cards, you know, but they can't not Cold Bloodlust them either because 2 cards is also 2 cards at random. And so it's much better for them to pitch one card they know they're going to pitch instead of discarding 2 at random. So, I mean, what do you think about the Hand Destruction deck? I mean, you're the Tricolor Ginyu professional.
I definitely think that I honestly haven't played against it too much, but I know like when I have, it's a struggle if they get the engine rolling. And I mean, if they just know how to play the matchup, it also helps. Like I know a lot of people maybe might not know to like hold their Brawlies. Like that's huge. You have to hold your Brawlies. You can't get them Goldoed and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really annoying that 6-drop. And like even if I don't attack with anything on my following, like the turn before, like just pressuring my leader with 30k when I'm already like I'm probably gonna be awakened at that point. So that's just like a damage that I have to do something about or take it and get lower and lower. It's just a really good card against the deck.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love it. I love the card. I mean, I love the deck a lot. I think it's really fun. Okay, so let's look at this Frieza deck. So it looks like it's got 4 Cold Bloodlust, 2 Crusher Ball. How do you like your Crusher Ball Bloodlust split?
Crusher Ball Bloodlust split.
Like, how do you usually do it?
I don't know. It depends on the deck. Like if it's like super control, I like 4 and 4. But
oh really?
I definitely think that's what I played at ARG. Like I think like me personally, I just like love like counters. I just like to be able to do stuff on my opponent's turn. So the max amount of cards I can play on my opponent's turn is like obviously you can't play like your whole deck as counters, but I'd like to play as many good counters as I could play. And Crusher Ball is super good, but I could see the 2. I don't know. I think 3 probably. I don't know. I like 3.
Okay.
If you're playing a little bit slower, I mean, this deck might be a little bit more aggressive, so that might be why you cut it to 2. But I definitely like Cold Bloodlust. Like I'd run like max amount of Cold Bloodlust before I cut any of those. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cut the Crusher Balls first if you have to, and then go to the Bloodlust. The 4 results training is something I'm a little confused on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, I know we talked a little bit about this the other day where we talked a little bit about we might be able to do some fun things where we can,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not sure how results works once they're awakened. So like if Frieza's awakened, does he still get to untap the energy? I don't know. Because you might have some really cool stuff where you can like essentially keep untapping your mana, but I don't know how that works. I feel like you don't need the results at all if it doesn't work like that. And I think even if it does work like that, you probably don't want 4. So yeah, let's just cut the results together. I don't know. I think that's probably too confusing of a.
It like automatically untaps your mana. So like, essentially you gain 1 mana, but I don't really know how good that would be. And like you also have to use a life to do that, and I feel like maybe there's other cards you would rather like use your life to, because like you can't like use freeze every time. So eventually that card's just gonna be dead. You're not gonna be able to do it. So I don't think it's necessary. I like the 4 Sensu Bean because that's like just a good card in general. I just don't think results is like needed in the deck.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think this leader's not gonna have a problem awakening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like his end game is to win with Beerus, General Demolition.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4 in there. I cut down to 3 just off the bat, but I might cut down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Energy Boost Beerus is also another good card. He has Gawasu, which I like Gawasu, but you need to have enough gods to be searching, which he has. He has like Whis. Looks like this is wanting to be like a ramp deck. This is what this looks like to me. This looks like he's wanting to take. He has the objections. He has the Whis. He has the Balmos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess like how lucky could we get? Could we go like? Is it possible to go like objection into objection? Because like how? Okay, if you go first turn, you just go 1 blue.
Mm-hmm.
You can objection right into another blue.
Yes.
And objection again into another blue.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we get lucky, we get 2 objections.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get 2 objections like a Bulma, you can go objection to 2, objection again to 3, and then pass the turn, then play Bulma with your open, and then the next turn play out an energy, and then play like Whis and go to 5. So you can go to 5 energy with 1. So, you can so essentially by turn 3 you have 6 energy.
Yeah.
Is that? But I guess we can actually do more than that, right? If we had Sensu Bean correctly, because then we could Sensu Bean untap and do more stuff, like play a second Whis maybe.
Yeah, for free, yeah. My thing is like I know like you can ramp with the deck, but I just don't know if like Beerus is like the correct card to be playing in this type of deck, because opponents like you're probably never gonna like it's a big threat, but like that's like a huge cost for something that could potentially just get removed for like like pretty early, like by like a 4-drop like Gohan or something.
What do you think is our right? Like what's our right?
So if we stay with like the blue yellow, I think just like I don't know, maybe like adding in some more like aggressive cards. Like I don't know, like I feel like the leader's gonna be a little bit more aggressive. You still could play the ramp and stuff to just give you more options. And obviously you want to play objection because you get the Frieza trigger and it's like 1 mana. But I was thinking maybe like some kind of Goku package. I don't know.
Oh, like the 7-drop Goku?
Like the Kind Sun and the Dash Pack and the something like that. Because I don't know, like I feel like this like I just don't feel like Beerus is gonna do that much for you. Like I feel like it's a triple striker 25k, but it's gonna discard 2 cards and they're gonna draw 3 cards. And then they're just gonna kill it. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I wonder, do we want 4 Whis? I'm gonna put 4 Whis on here. I think in this deck we really want a Whis.
Yeah.
If we're going the ramp package.
My thing is like, what are we ramping to though?
Right,
like, what are we trying to ramp? Like I understand like ramp in this deck is pretty good just because you get the 1 mana objections, helps you awaken. And obviously the Sensu Beans are free, so I mean that's just really good too. You can untap and play multiple things in 1 turn. But it's like ramping into something. You gotta like have like something to finish, and I don't know like what you would play as a finisher for this deck. To be honest with you,
that's what I was thinking. Because like I think both blue and yellow both have pretty bad finishers.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like Goku, like the 7-drop Goku, isn't too bad because he can't be countered when he attacks. So at least you have that going for you. I mean, he can still be bloodlusted. He can still be tapped down. Also, I guess we could try to go for the Vegeta, like the secret rare, and just play 10 and play him out. But like getting the 10 is still pretty tough for the deck. I mean, it's still something that's like pretty ambitious. SSJ King Mafasu says, thanks for the cast and everything you guys do. I have to run. Also, if you deck doctor my deck, I don't think I showed my leader, but it's Frieza Galactic Emperor. No problem, man. I'll wait until next time to do yours when you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by and have an awesome Thanksgiving, man. I'm sorry, I can't read your name. It's kind of messed up. My eyesight's kind of blurry right now. Anyway, it says, hey, Dusty and chat. Even though I'm late, it's nice to catch the stream live. How is everyone doing? I'm doing great. How about you, Jordan? You still doing good, buddy? Still hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Yeah, dude, this deck right here is just like, I've never thought like of this leader. It's gonna be tough to try and crack this leader. I feel like he's gonna be a tough deck to build.
Well, yeah, he's so versatile is the thing.
Yeah.
You know? So let's stick with the ramp package. Let's try to find a threat. Can I do mana cost? Yeah. So let's go cost. I think 7 is our right cost. So let's type in 7. So we have Godbreak Son Goku, who I'm kind of on him. I think he's probably the best. He's 30,000, which is a big deal. We have the Golden Frieza. I don't think he's good enough. Obviously, Vegito, which is red. But it costs 1 red to play. Can we run 3 colors and play out this Vegito? The 25,000 triple striker and just like pitch a bunch of cards like put Son Gokus and Vegetas in our drop area. Is that possible?
Which Vegito?
The 7 drop Vegito. He only costs 1 red. I didn't realize that. And he has 25,000 triple strike, and then he gets plus 5,000 for every Goku and Vegeta.
I could see it. I could see it for sure. Because I feel like that's what this deck needs. It needs some kind of finisher. But it's just like playing the right one, and it only costs 1 red, so I could. Excuse me. I could definitely see it being one of the cards.
Yeah, because we could put some red cards in. I mean, I'm just trying to think if there's that many red, like, extra cards we're going to run. We have, like, Fickle, which isn't terrible, I guess, but also, I mean, it doesn't really help us ramp either.
See here.
That's going to be pretty ambitious, but I don't hate it. Is there an 8 drop? 8
is there.
There's 2. There's Goku Black and Heartless Strike Frieza. Still seems kind of bad. We have a couple 10 drops. Like with like the Zamasu, which is a 10 cost. I just think getting the 10 seems so hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about maybe playing that, but it's like 10 is really late, and it's like you'd have to hit so much of your ramp to get there. But I don't know if there's like a way you play like the package to evolve it. But
yeah, we could. I mean, but can we play Goku Black? Does Goku Black promo? Do you have to be playing Zamasu or Black to get his effect, or does he just do it? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure you need Goku Black or Zamasu. Pretty sure, but not 100%.
Yeah, you do.
Because you would run like the little Zamasu and the little Black, but that seems like a lot of cards in the deck to fit that in.
Yeah, it does. Because the 2-drop Goku Black is like terrible. I hate him
right now. Like I don't know, man. Like I feel like this deck will be good if there's better finishers, maybe. But right now, I don't know which play as a finisher. There's nothing. I mean, like Godbreak's okay, like, but you still have to get them down to 2, right? Like, and right now, I don't see that really happening too often.
I'll tell you what. Let's try this. What's some just like mediocre, like not finishers, but like what's some just cards that are really good that like is hard to die. Because then what we could do is we could run what's their names. I'm gonna have to go blue and go count other names. And we can just try to do some cute stuff. Blue. And once I say this name, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think you'll know where my head's at here. I have to go through here though and like see them. It's a little kid. There they are. Tiny Heroes.
Tiny Heroes?
Yeah, Tiny Heroes, Haru and Maki. And it says, when you play this card, choose one of your other battle cards. It gains plus 1,000 power for each of your energy for the duration of the turn.
Oh, wow. I don't even know if I've ever seen that one.
Yeah, and so is it possible we just use this card in like a mediocre threat, like a 4-drop or a 5-drop, and then just like play this guy out and like buff those guys up to just like ridiculous amounts and then tack in? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
Because if we can ramp up to enough life, like we could maybe use these guys to boost through. I'm just trying to think like what.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool card. I didn't even know that card. I've never seen it.
Maybe the 6-drop Trunks. Maybe is that a good finisher? Calling it costs 6.
Actually, Trunks is really good. If it can stay alive, that card is really dangerous.
Yeah, it's triple strike, plus we get that. I think it stinks. It has to be a blue card though. And the good thing about Trunks is like in the Trunks deck is you get the 0 cost like draw card.
Yeah.
It has to be a blue combo card. I don't feel like any of these blue combo cards are that good. I mean, I guess we could do something like Jocko or something, but his effect won't work. I don't know what cards can we get that do anything. I mean, the Trunks does, but we can't use it because we don't have a blue leader.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like we just need one like tough guy. Is there like something that doesn't die? Like what about that red Goku? I feel like he's a million, but like let me see. Like does he like not die to anything?
Red Goku, the 4-drop?
Is it? It's like the one that's
can't be killed by your opponent's skills.
Yeah, doesn't he cost like a million red though?
3 red, yeah.
Jeez, that's unplayable.
3 red, 3 red. Yeah, it's like that would be good.
Shiny Gamer 21, what's up? What's up, man? Do you think Trunks or the starter deck is more competitive against Cell, Vegito, Ginyu? Right now, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I think the starter deck Goku is one of the best decks in the game right now, and I should have a deck profile up at some point about that deck. I wanted to have it up already, but I got sick, guys. Again, I apologize for being sick. So I just couldn't work on it. But because I don't want to be sick for regionals, like my main priority is just not to be sick for that because I don't want to mess that up. But I think that deck's insane, and me and Jordan's been talking about it a lot. And I took it to my local, and just like it went, like none of the games were close. It just felt very good. I got footage from that event, but I only recorded my finals match. I'm not. What do you think about that deck? What do you think about the starter Goku?
I think it's a strong deck. I don't think like it was already one of the better decks. I feel like in the set 1 meta. And now it gained, I think the blue-red version, because there was still a blue-red version before, I think that gained a good bit of stuff for it, and I also think the green version gained a bit of stuff for it. So I think it just got better for sure. Haven't really tested it out too much, but I think that both of them are really good, and I know that a couple tournaments I've seen happen, there's been a couple blue-green, a couple blue-red, you know, in top cuts. I think Core had like a blue-red, and I think there was like a 1K or a case event in New York the other day, and it had a blue-green. So both are very good decks.
Yeah, actually, one of our teammates, Colby, he went to a Pro Play Games event and ran the blue-red version, which was so funny because me and him didn't talk at all. I built blue-green, he built blue-red, and like at the end of the day, we always talk about the decks we played. And he's like, I played blue-red starter deck. I was like, I played blue-green, and like we both went undefeated. And so it was just kind of funny. Like I think the power of that card is you know, I mean, it was strong in set 1. I mean, it's going to be strong in set 2. It just has more powerful cards to kind of keep playing out. Yeah, I think the card is really, really good.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think about Bad Ring Laser? You think it's necessary, or do we cut 2 of those guys?
Yeah, I don't think it's really that necessary. Like I feel like it's more of a card that like just like make sure your finisher goes through, I guess. But like I don't know if we're gonna play like one finisher, you know. So I don't know if it's like really necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's
more
true.
to like.
That's actually true, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say we play out Beerus, right? Let's say we use Beerus as our finisher. No, my light tried to fall down. It is going to fall down. There's no way I can stop it. Let's say we play Beerus as our finisher. Do we just use Bad Ring Laser to protect him? Is that good enough?
Yeah. I think if that was our game plan, like if we're playing like a big threat, I think that playing the Bloodlust is, I mean not Bloodlust, the Bad Ring Laser is just the way to protect it. And you can kind of do it for free too because of the leader. You don't really have to have the mana up, which is really cool. But I don't know if it's necessary. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's only one deck that you really need that against, and that's like the mirror match or like a Cold Bloodlust deck, you know, or maybe a sideboard card.
Yeah, but I guess like if you draw it early, you can just use it as mana, right? But I guess you don't. Do we even have to run yellow mana or yellow energy?
I mean, that's a good point.
Because the only
I don't think we really do. It's actually a really good point. We really only play the 10k boost and the extra cards.
Right, that we can play for free.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
So maybe we run 2 Crusher Ball instead of 4. I mean, instead of 3. That way, like, this is 6 total. So that means it's essentially 6 life of effects.
Yes. And then 4 to Dorius, that puts us at like 10 yellow, and then we can like build like a tricolor deck, put like 2 different colors in the other slots.
Do we just put green in? Do we just like run green as our other color?
I mean, I would. I mean,
I would. I
think green's really strong.
We can put like
well
surprise attack in.
Well, green's good, but I don't know. I maybe red's better. You run like more aggressive threats. But it really depends on how you want to go with the deck, to be honest, too. Like, if you want to play, like, slow and ramp to big things, then I think, yeah, green would probably be better. Because you can ramp, I like the new Gohan. The new Gohan's pretty good to ramp, too.
The piercing?
One that where your opponent can't, play boosts that are, like, less than 2. 2 or less, I think. 3 or less.
Or counters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we ramped to him, but he has double strike. I really like the idea of having a triple strike threat in this deck, though. So I feel like that's really going to just...
Well, I think we can still play some... I think we can play both, maybe? I don't know. Both Beerus and that. Because, I mean, the deck looks pretty open from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's go Bad Ring Laser 2. Let's go...
It just depends on, like, the identity of the deck. Are we playing, like, ramp to, like, big threats, or are we playing, like, aggro, and you play, like, less ramp, but you play, like, more, you know...
Right.
Like
I think
early game stuff.
I like this a lot. So this is the version. I don't like him. I'm gonna cut him real quick. So we have 4 slots. So essentially, after this deck, we're gonna do one more deck, guys, and we're gonna get out of here. I know, we're Jordan has stuff to do. I don't want to keep him here forever. But essentially, what we're gonna do with this deck is we're just gonna make a super ramp deck. We have a couple threats in here. We're gonna try to win with Beerus, General Demolition, which is what our guy chose, and then we're going to use cards like Haru and Maki and stuff to just make sure that this guy goes through, and then we're going to use cards like Bad Ring Laser and stuff to protect him. I think essentially that's how we're going to do it, but we just need three more cards, and then we'll get this card. And I said we're going to do one more deck, guys, and we're going to get out of here. I apologize. It's just we've almost been going for 2 hours, and I don't want to keep Jordan for too much longer.
Yeah, we're fine. This one's just a tough one, because like, I really haven't ever sat down to build this deck yet, and... Trying to find like a finisher to play is tough. I just don't know if Beerus gets there. I mean, he's probably the best one that we can play.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, he's pretty consistent because we have Gawasu in the deck, so we can search him out. So we can probably have him on 7, or I mean, obviously earlier. That's why I like him a lot. We have the ability to get to him, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely.
If we play him out and we can protect him with Bad Ring Laser, he can easily take over the game, because making the discard 2 is a lot, and we can protect them with like Crusher Ball and Kobola. So yeah, I like the idea. I like in like Magical Christmas Land, if it works out and you get him out on like turn 3 or 4, I think he could take over the game. I'm worried that like you said, he's just not going to be consistent enough though. Like he comes out, he just gets Crusher Ball and then dies the next turn. Like that sucks. But
yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about. And it is nice that you can protect him with Bloodlust. You have ways to protect him, which is the good thing.
Yeah, because essentially, LOL Prinz, yo, I waited for this live stream for a week. He was paying attention to chat. We both got this. Oh. We're just we kind of get in discussions here a little bit. So but yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. I'm glad you waited for a week. Like I said, this is something I want to do every week with you guys, is do a deck doctor thing. It's something that I'm really excited about. I love doing this for you guys, especially coming up on regionals. I want to get you guys prepared for regionals. I want you guys to have a good deck going in there. I want this game to succeed, and I just want you guys to feel like you're going to regionals with a deck that you can win with.
Yeah, I really like doing these deck building streams. I think I don't know. I think it's good for everybody involved. Like I enjoy doing it as well.
I'd say I do too. I've learned a lot. Every time I do one of these, I learn something. Whether it's Boo doesn't work when you play him, which is unbelievable. Or just like going through and thinking about cards I haven't thought about before. I always learn something when I do these for sure. Now, here's a question: do you think we use Gawasu and get Beerus General Demolition, or do you think we use Goku and get and use the 7-drop Goku? Like, which one do you think is the better finisher?
Out of those two, I mean, personally, probably Beerus.
Okay. I also like.
I've never.
The Gawasu works better with the energy boost Beerus too. Like you have other things that get.
Yeah, Gawasu is just really solid, just a really solid 1-drop. And you're playing Whis still too, so like that's another god I can search for. Your most of your blue package you can search for. I think it's pretty consistent.
The only thing I like about this deck, guys, is I don't like how all in you are on Beerus. Essentially, if you play Beerus out and he dies, like you're probably gonna lose.
That's the thing. That's why I was like, maybe you play multiple finishers, but then like you're playing so many late game cards, it's like, but I mean, maybe you just have to. I don't know.
Maybe we play 3 Bad Ring Lasers,
just to ensure that it
that we have
You know,
at time.
yeah, because like I don't think it's really bad to have an extra yellow card to play down, because essentially we're playing all one cost yellow cards, so like you only can use your Frieza effect so much. So just laying one down isn't terrible.
Right, right. My attention to chat goes in and out. Okay, definitely. Beerus is pretty bad in the meta, though. He's incredibly slow, and for 7, he doesn't instantly finish the game. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we've been debating a little bit. But essentially, the person who submitted this deck, kind of wanted it to be a ramp deck. And so, our idea is with using the new Frieza, leader, that we can get this Beerus out on turn, 3 if everything goes perfect. And then protect him with, Cold Bloodlust and Bad Ring Laser. And I think if Beerus can attack twice, it's probably game over. Honestly, it's really hard to come back from 4 cards and double triple strike. You know what I mean? So
you just put a lot of pressure on, and that's the one thing. Maybe I'm not I'm Beerus is 7 drops, so he's pretty late. But in this deck, you can actually just play him super early, and maybe they don't have the removal spell for him, or you have the Bloodlust to stop that. And if you have that, you can protect your Beerus, that's kind of really good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something else we could do too with this deck. I'd hate to redo the whole deck, but I was going through the gods here to try to figure out how to finish it. And honestly, Destructive Terra Trump is not a terrible threat to grab as a finisher. Because essentially, you play him out early, you just wipe your opponent's board. You know what I mean? So worst case scenario, if you can't protect him, he's still 25,000 triple striker. Except you don't discard 2 cards, you're going over more board presence.
And it got value too, because usually the first couple turns of the game they're playing 1s and 2 drops, so they still have some stuff you can boost with, and you can just kind of wipe that all off the board.
Yeah.
They don't have a way to boost past you.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
No, it's not.
I mean, I came up with it, so I figured it'd be pretty good.
You do come up with pretty good ideas, Dusty.
There's a reason I keep you around, man. You just keep talking good about me. All right, so we need 1 card. We're going to put our boy in here. We're going to put Whis in here, just in case we want to block our late game. I think 1 to him is always a decent... All right, so there's the deck, guys. I think the one thing I dislike about this deck is that I feel like, me and Jordan both just kind of talked about, is I feel like you're all in on Beerus. However, you do have a lot of ways to protect him. And I think that's why going up to 3 Bad Ring Laser is probably good, because like Jordan said, if you draw too many of them, you can just put one down as energy, and then that turns on all your other yellow cards. Also, maybe just run a Goldo in a deck wouldn't be terrible.
Goldo's good too.
Yeah, I mean, just to pressure your opponent. But again, we'll try to keep it ramped. This is the first version of it. I mean, me and him could sit here all night and just talk about how awesome these cards are. I mean, I know
definitely.
Me and him talk, go over decks all the time. And I feel like every time we do, we just the deck starts one way and it completely morphs into something else. That's why I wanted to have him on.
Yeah, it's nice to get two opinions on decks too. That way, it's not just all what we're thinking. We can kind of collaborate and figure out different ways to build decks.
Right. And that's that's actually a video. I think I want to do a Meta Monday video on this at some point. But I want to pop Jordan in the video and stuff and talk a little bit about it. But I actually want to teach you guys or talk about the benefits of having a team. Because I feel like people. Oh my gosh, how do you spell Frieza? Hello? It's F-R-I, right? Yeah.
It's F-R-I
Easy A, right?
A. Yep. Yep.
I don't know why I felt like it looked weird. All right.
Yeah, it does. It's weird.
Yeah, so one thing that I want to talk about, probably like I said, probably in a Meta Monday after regionals, because my goal was to get you guys prepared for regionals. That's the first thing I want to do. But I do want to talk a little bit about, you going to fight someone? No, we're just on Deck Doctor today, guys. But I want to talk a little bit about why it's good to have a team and why you should have a team. And I feel like a lot of people them and their friends will be together and they'll be like, we're friends, so we're on a team. And I think that's great, but I feel like they don't take advantage of having those players. They don't know how to play test as a team. They don't know how to talk over decks and stuff. And I think that's something that can really make you a better player, is if you surround yourself with good players and really kind of build a strong team and play as a team.
Most definitely. I totally agree.
All right, so the next and final deck we're going to do is we're going to do Lamsalot's deck. Delete this stuff. And he has, he has 2 versions here. I'm trying to figure out which one's which. You can skip over this one if you want, Dusty. Just excited. No, I actually want to do a Majin Vegeta deck because I think it's something me and Jordan are both excited for, and it's something new.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh I'm not sure if he wants me to do the first one or the second one. So we're just going to do the second one.
Yeah, let's do the Majin Vegeta one.
Yeah. All right, deck load. Like I said, guys, if I missed your deck here, I apologize, but I promise, like I said, this is probably something that we'll be doing every single week. And it's something that essentially because I made a new channel for it, I'll just keep starting on the top and keep going down, so I'll always, I'll get through as many as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, and Lamb's lost in the channel too, so that works out even better. I also might start just doing these like one at a time or whatever, and maybe just doing a video of one of these each week or something too. Like just on my own time, just popping one up and doing it and putting it on YouTube and stuff as well. So, Okay, so here we go. We got Majin Vegeta, my boy. I love this guy. I think he's so good. So what we got here? We have Champa. Search out the double strike card. Vados, Super Saiyan 3, Son Goku. I didn't think about that, but Super Saiyan Son Goku is actually pretty good in this Vegeta.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't think about that. That's like plus 10,000 on him.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be really good.
Whew. Yeah, you're right. And it's critical threat. Oh man.
Yeah, that's on his front side.
That's just.
You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of your hard work and content. Thank you very much, man. We really appreciate that. But honestly, Jordan's way more awesome than I am. I'm just here talking.
Nah, man. It's a mutual thing here.
Okay, so let's see here. What do you want to cut out?
Let's see
like
here.
this Son Goku, man. Actually, I didn't think about that, but it actually seems pretty disgusting.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not like an aggro player, but I have a bad feeling about this leader. Oh man. My bad.
I started laughing because we talked about this and you cracked me up, man. Because like I hate aggro decks. I'll tell you this, I hate playing against aggro.
Yep.
And as soon as I saw this Vegeta, I was like, "Here we go."
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, what is this?
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad. I know it.
You just got me. Yeah, this guy's gonna come out. I'm gonna get destroyed by this guy. I will be so bummed. There's been an updated image file for Octagon with the tournament pack leaders. Can someone link me? Yeah, I can link it for you guys. I'm gonna let Jordan start talking about the deck a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and link this to you.
All right. So it looks like it's just the mono red version of the deck. I mean, keeping it mono red seems fine. If you're gonna play, I mean, there's so many good red cards for the aggressive theme. You got some Bobbities in here, I don't know if you need 4 Vados since. I mean, I guess it's okay. Baba's Awaken is a pretty good card too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Okay, guys, so if you just go here, and you want to download the file that says Dragon Ball Super Full 1120. 08C or 08C, whatever. I think that's an O.
Yeah.
Lowercase O. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need the. I'm not sure that you need the manipulating God Champas either. That might be just a little too cute. I mean, I guess you search out the double strike Champa card, which is really good, and you also search out like the Champa finisher, like the 6-drop. But I don't know. Like, do you think that's necessary?
I like it for more 1-drop threats mainly because like otherwise you're only playing Kaba. It gives you a 1-drop play.
Okay.
So like I'm okay with that. My thing is like this deck like lacks like by playing just making it strictly red lacks like more critical threats, and I feel like comboing with Vegeta and other critical threats could be like really deadly combo. But in the mono red version, I mean you're kind of limited to what you have. And there's a lot of good red cards. I don't think Proudspark Vados is I understand the point behind it. You buffing your leader because it's critical, giving it some more power.
Right.
But your leader but it says your leader card has to attack a battle card, and you don't really want that to attack a battle card. Like
right.
You want to like hit their leader. So I think Proudspark Vados is probably something we're gonna cut.
Yeah, I got him cut. I think 2 ghost attacks fine. I think 3 Jiren's okay. It gives this deck a little bit of removal, which I like. Leap to victory, Dark Prince Vegeta.
To victory, this one. This is the promo one, right? Yeah, it's the promo one.
I'm not sure if I like this card. Does it have critical? does have double strike. It does have a way to buff itself up to 20,000, which can be deadly. But I feel like Kaba does that too. I think I'd almost rather have the 4-cost Kaba, like the Raging Kaba here or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I'm not a huge fan of that card.
I feel like I just want this deck to have blue in it too.
Well, I mean, yeah, like from the first start, I think that like, I mean, the first deck I would build for this litter would be blue-red, just because like red has all those aggressive cards, but then blue has all these all the critical threats as well. So like, it just helps like it just helps to fill in the gaps of the deck that maybe the other red cards don't have that you want.
This deck should be red-green. What do you think about instead of doing blue, you do green, and you run?
I think green's good too. Green has critical threats as well. I think just what you want is more critical threats in the deck. So I think you could go either way, really.
Yeah, because if you run Kel, you know you get the you get draw, so that helps you like continue to fill your hand up. Plus you have like Kel plus Gohan.
I think if you go red green, it's gonna look a lot like that Cell deck we just built. To be honest with you, because you could like run the Mighty Mass package and run Vegito.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Let's go blue. Let's do something a little different. Let's do blue.
Yeah.
I would probably run green. I think I'd run green just because I like Kel so much. Maybe I'm like overvaluing Kel. Maybe I'm thinking she's way better than she is. But every time I have attacked that card, I've just felt like that card is insane to me. What's so awesome is like you play her out, you kill your 1-drop, you kill like usually 2 of their cards, which is awesome. She's also an amazing counter to Ghost Attack Gotenks, which is fantastic. And then like she attacks, you draw a card, and like if they kill her, like if they attack to kill her, she also saves you a life. You know, plus you can sometimes combo to keep her alive with the card you drew off of her. It's just, I don't know, she just seems just so good. Plus she's a 0-cost 5,000 combo card. I don't know.
It's insane. Like one of the best cards in the new set for sure. Like you said, like one of the decks like that win the tournament probably is going to play that. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Right. No, the card is so good in almost all the.
Yeah.
All right. So do we cut Choppas? Do you think we cut Choppas if we go into blue?
I think it's definitely. I think you can definitely cut the 1-drop Champa and the 6-drop. Yeah, I think you could. Okay. I still think obviously Further Destruction is really good.
I do too.
Just with all the critical threats you can play.
No, I think so too. Just on the leader is insane. I mean, like.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we run 3 Goku promos, or do you think we only run 2?
I like 3, and in this deck, you want more cards to actually, like, that's why I think this deck is going to be even better than the other Vegeta in a way, because you're going to have more life to play with, so you're going to be able to use, like, more Saiyan Kabas, more Goku-type effects, you know, to, like, use your life. Instead of, like, drawing it. Like, drawing it's good, but in this, you, like, are kind of not self-inflicting yourself with your leader, so you have more life to use with your other cards. So I definitely would run 3.
How do you think about cutting the double shot Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta?
Which one does that one? What does that one do again?
You pay 1, you combo. If you combo with it, you play him in an active. Or I'm sorry, rest mode. Wow, sorry guys, my nose is like running now.
I think that card's pretty good if I'm remembering it correctly. It's a 10k combo.
Yeah.
It comes in play.
Yeah, gives you a guy. I guess it's also if we play blue, we run more Vegeta cards too. It's a good evolve target. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a huge fan of that. I mean, I know you play the Gohans just for the blue leader, but yeah, this is a red leader, so you have to play this one. I think it's a good card.
Okay. All right. So
we're
down to 34 cards.
I think it's definitely. It's really cool on the defense too.
Yeah. Lamb says, I like him on offense with negate Vados. Yeah, I think so too. I think you could definitely do some really cool things with him. Yeah, we need to cut Further Instruction. No, that's not the wrong one. I got the other one. Okay, let's look at some blue cards. What do you think about running the double strike card? The like Manaka card?
I don't know. I think 4th Further Instruction Champa is probably enough. But do you like Manaka? Because, like, I don't know. I was just never a fan of it because, like, your opponent sees it coming, and on top of that, it's, like, restricted to just the leader. Now, like, if your leader can get critical, I mean, it's okay, but I just think it's a very restrictive card.
Yeah, the thing I like about it in this deck is it also, like, Vegeta can buff himself. So like it's always going to be like, you know what I mean? Like it's not as dead as like if I just attack with my 15,000 leader and go, oh, I'll give a double strike. That's good, but it's also like very easy to stop, right? But like with this, you just like, you know what I mean? So I think it's okay to maybe run 2 in the deck. I'll put 1 in the sideboard just so we have it, but I feel like it's probably not incorrect, but I feel like also it's probably not needed as well.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Me, I just think it might be like too many double strike cards, but I mean, I don't think it's a bad card.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think it's terrible, but I do think that the card is, what am I trying to say? Double strike and critical combination is so powerful that I feel like it's it might be. You think putting Boo in is fine? Energy boost.
Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like Majin Buu. I think like I mean it's not like it's underrated, but like, dude, 1-drops like it's so different when you play a game, like you sit down and play a game and you draw like multiple Boos or 1-drops that like cycle card, and then you play a game where you don't draw those cards. It's like two completely different. Like you're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna die. Like they save you so much life in the early game.
They do, and there's so like especially this deck too, because you could use them to defend yourself. You could use them to be more aggressive. Like they're just so versatile, you know.
Yep.
There's still not a lot of threats against them either. You know what I mean? Like there's still not a lot of cards that.
Yeah. There's more cards that like interact with them now, but they're more late. They're still like turn 4 plus, you know. So I mean, they still get value. Like you just use them before that turn, and then, you know, that is what it is.
So do we run Kind Sand too? You think? Want some Goku package?
See here. Yeah, I think it would be good in this deck, especially if you're running the Sun Gokus to like buff some of your red cards and your leader. You still have, you know, a good amount of targets. I would run like maybe like 4 Kind Sand, maybe like 3 of the Dash Pack Goku.
That Dash Pack Goku is just so good. And it helps us awaken too.
Yeah.
So like him plus Kaba is like such a good little combination.
Yeah, and yeah, like I was saying, like this deck needs more cards to like awaken itself. So, I mean, those are some really strong, high value cards to play. You want to use their effect anyway, so it's not like it's hurting you.
Yeah, if I can find him, I probably should just like. I didn't memorize these guys' names a little bit better.
He's a rapid. He's at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I got him. I was trying to find the.
Yep. Oh, that one. Okay.
Like, so we have like a critical threat strike. So we have. Let's see, with our Kind Sand, we have actually like what we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 12 1-drops, which seems like where I want to be.
Yeah.
What do you think
like
about
a more
Kaba's
aggressive
Awakening?
deck?
Do you think Kaba's Awakening is good enough in the deck? I mean, it's cool that it works on your leader, right? That's cool. It's plus 6,000, which could be annoying for your opponent.
Yeah, I definitely think it's more of like it's like one of those cards that like I know a lot of Champa decks played, and that's because you can play it on your leader. So I think it's fine. I just don't know how many you would want to run. The question. I mean, you're still playing a decent amount of red cards, so like it can protect your red threats as well. It's tough to say.
But is Sensu being better? Do you think? I mean, it costs 1 obviously, so it's like not free. But do you think it's like Sensu being is better?
In a deck like this, I think. Yeah, I would say Sensu Bean's better. Just the untapped mana thing is pretty huge early on.
Yeah, so do
I'd say there's merit to
Sensu Bean, you think, or do you run 1? I mean 3. What the heck?
Yeah, I think 3's fine. I think 3's fine. It gives us an extra card, like maybe we can put somewhere else if we need it.
Do we run Whis'? Do you think we run Whis' Coercion over Betos' Assistance? I like the card better.
See, that's one tough thing. Me and my like local crew talk about this all the time, and I don't know. Like I'm a huge fan of negates, so I don't play aggro too much. So I don't know, but like when I look at it, I think like if I'm playing aggro, I want to like have blocks that actually give me some kind of advantage, and I think Vados Assistance does more than Coercion in this type of deck.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends on what you're going for. Like I think this is going to be a fast deck, so chances are the Coercion's probably not going to be able to let you play multiple negates because you're not going to have like a handful of negates, and that's where Coercion shines, where you can play as many as you have in your hand, and you can kind of get past those turns. But I like playing Vados Assistance to like early game when they attack your threats. You like obviously it untaps one, so you can like keep more pressure onto them in the early game. But I mean, it's still up for debate. Like I don't know. Like I just prefer Assistance, because it does something.
You think we should run 3 Assistants? Like go from 2 to 3 and LBR 50? Or do we just run a force sensu? Because like
Here.
what's really cool is all of our blue threats only cost 1 blue, and so like all we need is 1 blue, and then we're good. Like the deck is like the blue is it's just turned on.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Bean's more versatile for sure. So I'd probably go 4 Bean before I go 3 Violence Assistance. Just because like I don't know how good it actually is in the deck, like as an extra negate. But I mean I could see it both ways too.
Oh wait, this is the wrong freaking Goku. This is the freaking counter Goku. Hello?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like I wasn't sure. I thought maybe there was something there.
Yeah, now you see it. Catch it. All right. Well, I don't know. Like I feel like now like our 4-drop might be like. Do we need 3 Jiren, or do we just want to go 2 Jiren? Also, we don't have. Yeah, we do. It's right here. I just don't know about Jiren, man. I'll tell you, I like the card. I think the card's very good. I just feel like.
Yeah, it's weird like in these aggressive decks because like he's more of like a mid range / control card, and it's weird because he just doesn't fit in red. Like red just doesn't have that yet.
Right.
So he's out of place. But I still think running like maybe 2 copies is good, maybe not 3, because sometimes you do have to like clear board. Me personally, I like 3 ghost attack Super Saiyan Go tanks.
2 to 3 here, yeah. I mean, because this could finish the game. I mean, that's what I think this is what this deck wants. It wants a way to get finish.
Yeah, I think that like that's more of like a finisher, like your last threat. You play that, try and win the game, and then Jiren's more of like a utility card if you need him, so you don't really need 3 of it.
You know, it's actually something for the Vegeta deck. I mean, not Vegeta, the Frieza deck. I mean, imagine if you could like ramp and play this Gotenks out on 2.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like how scary.
That'd be kind of annoying.
You're just like turn 2. Here's this guy. You know what I mean? It's like,
dude, that's my regional deck. Come on, man.
It's not, you can't play in regionals. It's not possible.
Oh my.
No.
One of the later ones.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Is that your Orlando deck? Is that
No. Just messing you know, but that is good though. That is good. Playing all like the no hand stuff with it. I mean, it's definitely has potential for sure.
That's something that could be really annoying.
It's too aggressive for me, man. I ain't playing no aggressive decks.
I like to go to like turn 10. That's the kind of decks I like to play. I like to play tempo decks. I love playing Trunks. I just have not had a chance to sit down and play with him, and it makes me so mad.
Okay, dude, Trunks is pretty cool.
I actually like this deck. This deck is going to be, man.
This deck looks scary, dude.
I don't want to play against this deck.
I don't want to see this deck. I don't want this deck to be real. Like that Vegeta's just wrong, right? They like worded it wrong or something.
Yeah, I hope they like errata it. They're like, sorry, what we meant was give a card to your opponent.
Give a card to your... Yeah, we didn't mean to put critical on this card.
And it doesn't say critical. It says critical yourself.
So you're playing hit. So you're playing hit leader.
Freaking hit. I feel so sorry for hit. I feel like hit's like, I'm gonna get better. Please pick me. And it's like next set, it's like you don't get any cards. You get no help. And he's like, that's okay. Maybe the next set will help me. And they're like, here's Vegeta. He's better than you in every way. And he's like, okay, I'll just go over here. I was like,
I'll just sit in this box. Not be used ever.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him, man. This deck looks really spicy, though. I'll tell you, I'm actually like.
This deck does.
This deck looks really solid. Too is like, what's going to happen too is you're going to go like turn 1 Kaba, turn 2 Kaba, and they're going to kill one of your Kabas. You're like, whatever, keep attacking you, and then they might hit you once or something, and they're going to be like, that's fine, I can keep you there, everything's fine. They're just going to be like rapid onslaught Goku, like awaken, like it has so many ways to awaken, like which is what I like.
Dude, what is this? Like, I swear, if you draw, like, if you could, like, theoretically pick your hand with this deck, how do you win? How do you beat this?
It's very tough. I mean, I think you're gonna need to play full power energy. I think full power energy is gonna make this card better. I mean, full power energy is gonna come back into the meta, so you can because like it's like there's 2 stages to this. You have to deal with Kaba, and you have to have a way to not like to let Vegeta awaken you, but then like not let him kill you after that.
Yeah, I think Cell is pretty strong. I mean, not strong, but like it at least has a way to deal with some of these threats.
Right.
And Beerus too. And I think Beerus, like, dude, I don't know, like Beerus, I feel like could just keep getting better and better. If aggro becomes more of a big deal, you can just play that. If you want to play control and just like have like the auto built-in answer.
Yeah, because the big problem with Beerus is people don't want to awaken you, and so you just sit there and you're like, crap, this stinks. But if you play against decks that want to awaken you, Beerus is all of a sudden like, gotcha. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I want to be, you know what I mean? Like, the problem is, though, I tell you what scares me about this deck, though, is like, I feel like the downside of this deck is like one of its benefits, and it makes me mad. Like I feel like they designed this deck, and they were like, "Here's what we're gonna do. We're going with this leader. We're gonna make it so he has to pitch a card every turn." And that sucks for them because they have to discard a card every turn. It's like, well, that makes sense. That seems like a reasonable downside. And it's like, then there's cards like Ghost Attack Gotenks and, you know, this freaking Gohan that, like, is insane and can come out on, like... And it just seems like, you know, you just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not even running in this deck. Like, I don't think you need it, but we're not even running the Mighty Mass package with Vegito. I think Vegito's also a super strong card, but it's like there's no room for that, like all of that stuff when like blue has just that Dash Pack Goku is just like insane. Like it's so annoying.
He has so many targets to evolve into.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like he's impossible to play. Like you literally just go turn one Sun Goku, and if you're playing against a green deck, you just don't attack, right? You just sit back, wait, and then like you know play out Kabas and stuff. I don't know. This seems really good.
Yeah, this deck seems really good. The only card that I think this deck's actually like tier 1 tournament ready. Like the only card like I think I would want to test out more would be Jiren. Other than that, I don't think I would really change anything in this deck.
I don't love Jiren, but like I'm the same thing like you said. You know, it's like it seems like it's kind of awkward, but I'm not even sure. I mean, maybe I'd replace them with just two Vegito. Actually, I might just do that now. No, we can't. We don't have a way to get him in here. My bad.
What's that?
We don't have a way to turn him on.
Gotcha.
Right, because like we need Gohan, which we have. We have no Goten or.
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh yeah. For some reason, I was thinking 7-drop, and I'm just like, oh.
How about the blue Vegito? Oh wait, he costs 6. Never mind. I'm trying to get way too cute there.
Yeah.
Forget what the heck. Costs 3 blue.
Dude, that Vegito, like, I really wish, like, I really like the card, and I think they just made it one turn too late.
Yep.
I think it was a 5-drop with those stats, and I mean its effect is costly because you have to discard life, but I think it would have been like at least somewhat good. You know what I mean? Just like making it just one turn earlier, like that's it. Like, and I don't think it would have been overpowered at all because you have to it's like just strictly worse than Super Saiyan Gotenks, but it gives you another option. You know?
I wonder if like is there? I'm gonna look at Vegeta. Is there like is God Strike Vegeta or whatever better? Where's my E-key?
God Strike.
I think he costs like 2 blue though. Is it called God Strike? Is that God Charge, right? Yeah. He costs 3 blue. Never mind.
Oh yeah, 3 blue. Yeah.
Because we can evolve him with 5.
Critical threat. Yeah.
But yeah, he costs 5. 3 blue. That's so.
This deck looks super solid though.
I like it a lot. No, it's very scary. Like I said, I might change it a little bit. Like you said, I might like to try to find a way to put the Vegito in there. It might be too convoluted maybe at that point.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could see. Like, I think it would be good. Like, it would be good, but it also would make you have to make some cuts. Like, you would have to cut down on something. And I think like a lot of these cards in the deck right now are just super good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What do you like? The deck is a little loose to like. Does it have a lot of removal?
Yeah, that's why I like Jiren in it, but like. Then again, maybe like I don't think you really need like removal in this type of deck because you're just like I feel like this is just like playing a card. I'm attacking your leader like almost every time. Like so, like yeah, Jiren's good if you need it, but like Jiren probably would only be in there for like maybe like the Whis blocker, like you know some big blockers or something. You know what I mean? To have some removal.
I think the thing that makes me the maddest about this deck, if I'm being honest with you, is that like it doesn't have to self-awaken. Because you can't set back against this deck. Yeah. Like you can't not attack this deck. Like because if you do, it's gonna outrace you. Like it's gonna put so much pressure on you, and it's just gonna beat you essentially. Yeah. And so it's self-awakening is like essentially, just it being aggressive. So it's so aggressive that you have to counter its aggression. So. Yeah, so I think like even tapping out at 4 to play Jiren doesn't seem that bad because like they're gonna be like, okay, cool, maybe I can get some damage in, and they're just gonna hit you, and you're like, cool, whatever, I'll take it, and I have even more cards in hand. I can just keep using Vegeta's effects. I feel like this deck might be a little weak to hand destruction though.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that just because the way the no hand theme works, kind of, or like not no hand, but like essentially.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys,
keeps you at like a disadvantage.
We're going to I'm gonna post this deck up. I'm gonna give you guys the link and go ahead and ask questions because we're getting ready to get out of here, guys. We're gonna talk a little bit about some decks we're excited for regionals, some decks we think will be in the meta for regionals, and then we're gonna answer your guys' question. We're gonna get out of here because we've been going for a little over 2 hours. So I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to talk for as long, but I love talking to Jordan. We always have a lot of fun. So
Hey, dude, it was super fun.
I think we did what? We did 3, 4, 5. We did 6 decks today. That's actually a lot.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, we did 6 decks, and I think we talked pretty in depth about all 6 of them too. So I mean, I think we got a pretty good amount of decks done for the time.
Yeah, like I said, guys, I just deleted the decks I did. So please keep adding the decks to that. If you go to our Discord page, which I'll link in the chats real quick, invite people, copy. If you go here and go to the Deck Doctor channel, just link your decks. If you can use Octagon files, it really makes it so much easier for me and Jordan because we could just load them up and talk about them. I don't have to build the deck. But I'll try to, now that I have more time, I'll try to build some going into next week as well. Thank you for everything. Oh, you're very welcome, guys. We love doing this. This is our pleasure. I mean, really,
thanks.
We really enjoy doing it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Let's go to, I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, so let's pop it up. Let's we're going to get kind of closed down here, guys. So Jordan, what do you think about? Again, guys, ask us any questions you want. We'll essentially answer as many questions as we can before we get out. So what do you think about regionals, man? I know you're gonna play in regionals. I'm casting regionals, so it's a little bit different for me. But what decks are you kind of preparing for? What kind of decks are you kind of worried about playing against?
I think there's actually a lot of decks that you can go into a regional and do successful with it. I'm interested to see the breakdown of top 16, at the very first regional, see how many of each deck top cut, because I think you can go many different ways. But the decks I'm looking out for are multiple versions of Cell, tricolor, red green, blue green, mono green. Cell's just an amazing leader.
Yeah.
I think mono blue Zamatsu is another good deck. I know John, teammate's been playing in. It's a really solid deck.
Actually, my local I went and played against. I played against 3 of them. I didn't play against 3 of them, but there was 3 of them there. I mean, I think it's going to be a popular deck. I don't feel like it's good enough to win a regional, though. I'm going to say that right now. I don't think it's good enough. I think it's too weak to start deck Goku. I feel like starter deck Goku because all their threats are double strikers. And that deck hates to see multiple double strikers because it's too many cards for it to have to mill, and a lot of times it can't get set up in time for you to. You're essentially just you can play 2 double strikers a turn, and it can only really kill 1 a turn. And so you just kind of, if it can't see their Mafabus, it kind of puts it in a situation where it can't catch up.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be hard for it to beat that deck. I think it's actually pretty weak against Ginyu decks. If they see a bunch of Cold Lusts, it can really shut the deck down too. So I think that deck will probably do well. I think if you play Zamasu, you'll probably have a good chance of hitting day 2. But I don't think you'll be able to break past day 2 and get through some of those more deadly decks.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think the main reason for that is it's a you basically are have to play mono blue because you don't want to crit yourself with his ability, so it just limits you what you can do with the deck. But
for sure.
Yeah.
One quick question: is Boost Attack Piccolo a staple? What do you think, Jordan?
That's the 10k boost, I believe.
Yeah.
So it is a staple, but if your leader is blue only.
Yeah, so only if you're, if you're a new player and you're just getting into this game, and you can only, have the card availability to play 1 leader, you want to get the Boost Attack Piccolo card for that leader. And so, for example, if you want to play Cell, you don't need Boost Attack Piccolo. You need the, is it the Goten? Is that what it is?
Which color was Cell you said?
Yeah, green one, right? Is it Goten?
So the Trunks.
Oh, it's Trunks. Okay, yeah. You need to get the Trunks card, for that. Another question: what do you think is best against Cell leader? What is its biggest weakness? Well, I'll do what I think is weak against Cell, and then I'll let Jordan do it as well because I think me and him differ a little bit. I think Zamasu, Mono Blue Zamasu control is very good against Cell because he can't clear their threats out, and their in game is a little bit better than Cell's in game. And so what I mean by that is essentially. What Cell wants to do is it wants to essentially play out the Android threats and discard your head down to 3. Well, what Zamasu wants to do is ramp, and so Zamasu doesn't have that big of a hand for that card to affect it. Plus, Zamasu has a lot of ways to kill the Cell after they play it, and then they can get up to their 10 cost, and then like Cell doesn't have a way to kill that 10 cost, and you can kind of slowly take over the game. And so I think Zamasu has a great matchup against Cell, and I think that if you take Cell to regional, take Zamasu to regionals, you're hoping to get it matched up against some Cell decks, in my opinion. What do you think, Jordan?
No, I agree with that for sure. I think that, Indestructible is very tough versus Cell as well. Like just like because Cell like tries to remove a lot of their threats, and it can't use its awakened side to kill those threats. Like they're going to be on the board for pretty much the rest of the game. But I also think Cell is weak to Ginyu. At least in my testing, I haven't had an issue with Cell, but yeah, I don't know. Like Cell is like such a good leader, but it also just it can't awaken itself, so that's like it's just a drawback. Like it's just a drawback that you gotta factor in, and sometimes you can get stalled out. But yeah, I think both of those decks are pretty strong versus Cell, but I think Cell's just a strong deck in general versus most of the decks, and it's not like it's like unwinnable or anything. It's just like we just think like those two decks are just favored versus it.
Right, yeah, no, for sure. The thing about Cell is like, like you said, I think the fact he doesn't have a way to awaken is a big drawback to him because he has to use cards like Tien to awaken, and that's actually a pretty bad card for him. I noticed in my hand destruction version, I'd play Tien out to awaken, and it always felt bad every time I did it. It was cool because I was now awakened, I could turn the deck on, but your opponent can punish you by just attacking you early and try to get one card out of your hand, and then you have to awaken, you have to Tien to 3 life, which is just like devastating essentially. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can still get stalled out, and it's very scary, when you play Cell for sure. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Cell, we talked a little bit about Zamasu. What other decks are you thinking that you might see in regionals, Jordan, that you're
still Tricolor Ginyu. I still think it's like one of the top decks. Not much else to say about that deck. It's been around for quite some time. Like you said, starter deck Goku, another good leader, and I think that leader is pretty good. Like it's a pretty good meta call, I think. Like from what I've been seeing, like just like if it's going to be a lot of Zamasu, Cell, and I think it's still strong against Ginyu as well. Like I think it's pretty strong against Ginyu. You can play so many threats so fast. I definitely could see that deck doing really well. I know some people in chat are saying Goku Black. Me personally, in my testing, like I just have not been a fan of Goku Black, and maybe it's just my play style. But I feel like he's just always so low in hand. He's just like, it's kind of like a one-trick pony. Like I know, like the Bobbity Black deck has been going around.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty strong if you can get the combo off fast. But you're gonna have a low hand for sure, and against Ginyu, like I feel like it has a bad Ginyu matchup.
Yeah. So we have Bobbity Black, obviously best deck. Actually, I disagree. I couldn't disagree more. I actually don't like that deck very much. I do think Bobbity Black and just Goku Black in general has a really good matchup against Zamasu, which is why another reason why I think Zamasu probably won't do very well at regionals, because I think there will be a lot of Bobbity Black, and I think that deck gets shut down a lot to Cold Bloodlust. Because like you said, you have to use so many cards out of your hand to get the Bobbity out, and then if it gets Cold Bloodlusted, you're just kind of in a bad spot. And so unless you draw 2 or 3, and then like sure, yeah, that case you could probably push through maybe, but it's very rough to get through there, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Ginyu is an easy matchup. I guess I don't know. Like just in my testing, I feel like Cold Bloodlust just shuts down Bobbity decks. Like, if you see like 1 or 2 Cold Bloodlust, like you're paying essentially 6 mana, regardless of whether you ramped or not, to play a 10k boost for your entire turn.
Right.
You can't like do that multiple turns and actually beat the Ginyu deck because it'll just put up a huge board where maybe your third Bobbity goes through. And you have 2 threats, but I already have a board full of threats. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I think it's just a tough matchup. I think the deck is good against other decks, but just against Ginyu, I think it's unfavored for sure.
No, I agree. I think something else to think about too once you go into regionals too is you want to play a kind of a fast deck too, because you don't want to get locked in because it's best of 3, so you don't want to get in a situation where you're playing too many control decks. So I think with the Bobbity Black deck is it's a faster deck, so I think it's good. And another bad thing about Zamasu is it is a slower deck too, so I think that's something to remember. I think Ginyu is the best slow deck that you can play. I think it's the one that has the potential to win game 1 and then leave you with not enough time to win game 2.
Definitely.
Let's see, best deck in game. I think it's Starter Deck Goku. If I was going to play a deck today, I do a thing on my Patreon page where I will every week I talk about what deck I would play if I was playing in a big event this week. And if right now at this second, if I was playing against a deck, I would play the Starter Deck Goku, green blue Starter Deck Goku.
Very good deck.
You have a Starter Deck Goku set list. I do. It'll be my next deck profile. Since I've been sick this week, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that up by Friday. But if I can't, I'll try to get it up like Monday or Tuesday or something. I'll promise I'll have it up. It'll be my next deck profile I'll do on that deck. I love it. It's such a good deck. When you're doing best of 1, how are you supposed to be able to beat every type of deck? Well, regionals is best of 3. And how you do that if you're playing a best of 1 is you just run a very solid, a very versatile deck list, right? I mean, you're never going to be able to beat everything. And that's even with best of 3s, you're never going to be able to beat everything. I think it's a big misconception where people think, oh, if I have a sideboard, then I can beat everything. And that's not necessarily true. Even in Magic, which is a game that's like designed around the sideboard, that's not the case. You still have bad matchups. That's why a lot of people like the whole Swiss Plus format. So you go best of 1 with Swiss Plus, which means if you're playing a 5 round of Swiss, you'd play 6 or 7 instead, and that will make up for your bad matchups. So you can actually lose, more games than normal and still make it in the top cut. I never play Bobbity against Cold Bloodlust decks. They will always hold him for it. I've been playing blue-green starter deck Goku since the beginning. Awesome. No, I like that deck a lot. It's something that's very... I've had a lot of experience against... Have you played against it at all, Jordan? Have you had an experience where you played against starter deck in your guys' testing? Or
I did play against one at ARG, and it wasn't... I don't know. I just didn't have any trouble versus it. I know, if the deck draw... I think maybe you got a bad hand, but if you draw, your threats early game and play multiples of them, it is really tough for the Ginyu deck to keep up with the board. But I think that maybe it's maybe not as consistent because you don't have a huge hand, so you are limited in how many cards you can draw with it. At least from what I've seen it. And then I know my buddy Zach, who's on Kitchen Table Meta team. Shout out to Zach LaFlame. He played the blue-green after the event because he just got crushed by it. He played 3 of those decks and they all beat him. He's just he was like, dude, he's like, I'm building this deck because it's so good, and I'm just like, what happened, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has. Did he play Ginyu as well?
Yeah, he actually played blue-yellow Ginyu, so I think that version is a little bit weaker.
Not having the green in there for sure.
Yeah, they played him and Sawyer played blue-yellow at ARG. They weren't filling the 3 colors. But I think that I think it's actually that deck's a lot better versus that deck. The third color, the green color, just helps a lot. I feel in that matchup.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, green is. I mean, that's actually the thing about that deck that scares me about Tricolor Ginyu is the Super Saiyan Gotenks. I think it's just an absurd card.
Oh yeah,
and because it essentially gives you a threat and lets you leave Cold Bloodlust open, which I think is just absurd. And also the new Gohan promo I think is deceptively good in that deck as well. So
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I tried Blue-Red Soul Striker, and it's boring. I haven't got a chance to play it, but like I said, one of our team members, Colby, took it to a pro play event, went undefeated. They'd split top 4, I think. I mean, from my understanding, it's very good. And I think the big thing that's happened with the Goku deck is it's had, at least for the blue-green version, why I think it's better is it has TN now. And so it can do this thing where it runs just a bunch of cards that remove. So it runs the Gohans, the Kales, the Beerus's, the Vegetas. It just runs a bunch of removal cards, and then what it does is it uses TN to clear the board so it can catch up with TN. And so if your opponent plays a threat, you can counter it, and the next turn if they play another threat, you can counter it, boost, or whatever, and then your next turn you just play TN out and clear their board, and now you're awakened, and you can attack, ready your energy, play on Gotenks, ready more energy, you can start taking the game over, so... Thanks for your... Oh, I'll do that right now. I'll let Jordan talk a little bit more about regionals. I forgot, guys. And I will link the decks. I am so sorry. I forgot to do that. So I'll do that right now, and then we'll get out of here after that. I'll let Jordan kind of shout out all his shout outs, talk about his YouTube, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, talking about the blue-red Soul Striker deck that you were just talking about. I think it's pretty good. It's just more aggressive, a more aggressive list than the blue-green. Blue-green's a little bit more slow. mid-rangey, blue-red. You can get a little bit more aggressive, play some like just the new red cards that are really good, like Gohan maybe, like Kabas, just like put a lot more pressure on early game. So I think it's like two same leader decks, but they're different in the way that you construct the deck. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. So I'm uploading it now, guys. It should take just one more second here, and then I'll make this deck Doctor 1. And I'll link it to you guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, relying on Bobbity is just boring. Yeah, relying on Bobbity is I mean, I'm not to say relying on it's boring. Like it is boring, I guess. Like you have like it's kind of like a one-trick pony, but against non-Cold Bloodlust decks, Bobbity is just insane. Like you get so much value if you're playing enough targets for it. It's just it's really hard to come back.
Okay, guys, you can get all the decks here. If you go there, it should take you to a folder, and that folder will have both the Deck Doctor last week and the Deck Doctor 2 decks in there. You guys can download those, put them into your Octagon file, and just pick them right up and play with them. Sorry, I didn't do that earlier. I apologize. If you guys are watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description below as well, so you can go there and get this link as well. Don't rely on Bobbity and yellow matchups. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean that's kind of what the deck does. So that's like, I mean,
yeah,
you have to. In my opinion, against yellow matchups, you have to play Bobbity out, or you have to play something else that gets their Cold Bloodlust out. And I think that's kind of the problem with blue red is they don't have another card to try to get cards out of your hand. Now, one cool thing you can do with the blue red version that I haven't seen very many people do, even Colby, didn't do it. I think running Frieza in that deck is really good. And so you can play out Bobbity, let it get Cold Bloodlusted, then play Freeze out the next turn and return it to your hands. And the next turn you can play out Bobbity again. And you can kind of get multiple Bobbities out, which can be really effective. Even if you hit, if you hit like multiple Freezes, you can like juggle Freezes to keep clearing the board. And so I think blue red struggles with clearing the board. And I think Frieza both makes it so you can help clear the board and it helps reuse your powerful threats.
Yeah, recycles them.
Yeah. Yeah, it lets you use your multiple. So I like Freeze a lot in the deck. I love it in blue-green. Like, that card has been super good for me. I love it because you can just play out Gotenks and bait out Cold Bloodlusts and then use Freezes to, like, just reuse them. So, all right, Psycho, thanks for stopping by. Guys, I think we're getting out of here, too. So, thank you all. So we've been running for about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm so sorry it's been so long. What I'll probably do is I'll try to break this up on YouTube. I'll do, like, maybe all of our discussions, or I might just put it up there. I'm not really sure how you guys prefer it. So let me know in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I do want to talk about Popo's Kitchen is going to have this really, really cool tournament coming up that I want to talk a little bit about before we get out of here. I reflect you guys a lot, but play test more with Bobbity Black. Will do. Blue Frieza is blue-green striker. Neat. Yeah, it's been really cool. Again, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about Popo's Kitchen events. I want to go over it just a little bit because it's something that he announced today, and I feel like it's really cool. So he started this thing called the Tournament of Power, guys. It's $20 to enter the event. Now, it's an Octagon event, but the cool thing is it's a tournament for 4-player teams. And so it's $20, but that's $5 for each person on your team. And so, I think we might do a Kitchen Table Meta team as well. Might throw a team in there as well. I know some other people are talking about it as well. And essentially, you go in here. I think the registration closes at the 8th, and the tournament will begin on December 11th. And so I think this is a really cool way, guys, to get some practice in for regionals. It's also a really cool way to play against some of the other teams. And I think it's just really, really neat way to do it. And so, again, you can go to their website. I will post the link up here in the chat. You guys can go there, sign up for it. Again, it's $20, but that is for a 4-team spots, so you get 4 players in there as well. And so it's really cool. I'm gonna try. It is on Octagon though, and they haven't really announced the prize structure because it's going to go based on how many people sign up. But it looks like prizes will consist of 4 times custom-made mats for each member of the team, and then the prize pool will be essentially there will be cash prizes. It looks like, but it will be based on 75% of the registration fee. So it depends on how many people sign up. That pool will get bigger. Is what it looks like. So. Again, just keep your eyes on that. Check out that event. I'll be talking a lot more about it as it gets closer. But yeah, definitely. Jordan, do you have anything to talk about? Anything to shout out?
Just my YouTube channel. It's BigBoy17350. I did a deck profile the other day. I'm going to be doing more deck profiles. It's that's mainly what I do. I just like doing deck profiles because I think they're fun for me, but they're also like fun to like just let people know like what I think on certain decks and But yeah, that's pretty much what I do on my YouTube there.
What was you said Big Boy what?
It's BigBoy17350.
All right, I'm gonna get it here. Hey guys, make sure you give him some subscribers, guys. He's awesome. He's doing a great job. I love watching Jordan's videos. You know, he's very thorough. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to this game, which is really cool. Definitely check him out. I'll link him in the description. Also, in the description below on YouTube, I'll also have his channel, so please check it out. Guys, thank you all so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry this ran a little long, but you know, me and Jordan, once we get talking, it's hard to shut me up. Even if I'm sick and about to die, it doesn't matter. I'll still talk all day.
Me too. I just get talking on some, and I just want to say thank you, Dusty, for having me on again, and it's been really fun.
Dude, no, it's my pleasure. I love having you on here. We're definitely doing a lot more. Guys, next week we're going to have Aaron on here and maybe Jim on here to talk a little bit more about regionals and talk more about the rules. So definitely look forward to that next week. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to let Jordan take us out.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for all the love, the support. Have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Peace.
Yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. I actually forgot about that. I have to say goodbye again because I have to let you have the last word, but I forgot to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. So say goodbye one more time.
Bye, everybody.